anybody want to recap what happened last part?
That might be a good idea.
We came to Marielza to get a cure for me for lycanthropy. And we got into the city. Well, some of us got into the city because the city was blocking Zoe and Rizwin from getting in. The city is a clusterfuck of bureaucracy. And after some talking back and forth, someone wrote a letter that we were able to take to the Temple of Pelor, Church of Pelor, whatever term you want to use, to get in to see the paladin, because it would have been a 6-month waiting list, something like that.
A lot.
I think they said 12 weeks.
12 weeks, something like that. It was a long time. And we got in to see them. They have lost a leg due to fighting in the old... They were doing a mission in Alcahara, I believe is the name of the old capital. Alcalara. Name of the old capital city, and they basically become a walking healing battery. And
question to Jamie. He was a walking healing battery before that, right?
You don't really know.
Okay.
We had tried an underworld connection who wanted us to go to Alcalar to find a ring of transmutation, but coincidentally, one of the companions of the paladin, Caphriel, not a native of Karkama, but his parents are from there, asked us to go in as a favor to him, and because it would help him help the paladin. And we kind of did, and I will let someone else take over at that point.
We took a several-day journey through pretty swampy land. Ran into a giant or something like that.
He was a giant.
Yeah, who showed us this magical mirror, which gives people something they need, I guess, would be a way to describe it.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we arrived at the city. There was a bunch of kind of suspicious-looking stone statues hanging around. Well, I guess they weren't really statues; they were just piles of stones, right?
Yeah.
We decided not to touch them and made our way into the city, following a column of smoke, which eventually led us to the hedge maze of doom.
Doom.
Once we found our way to the center, no, we had to first get lost in the maze and have communion with sort of the forest spirits. Amalus was able to see. Could we all see them, or was only Amalus was able to see them?
That's Amalus.
Okay.
And Melis, apparently.
We just saw that they knew the way.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if we could all see them, but only Amalus could speak to them, or if only Amalus could see them. So anyway, they allowed us to get into the center of the maze, where we discovered 3 soldiers who were also trapped. And I will let someone else take it from there.
I don't remember the details, but we fought, we saved them. One got sick, I don't remember from what, or I think it was before us. We tried to find out a cure, did a medic thingy, tried the surgery. We went back to the giant to try to use the magic mirror that gives things, but on the way he got better, but fire got got a good conversation with Grandma. And after that, they went back to their camp, and we tried to go to our objective. No. We went with
We
them.
searched the mansion.
Yes, but I think before that we went to the military camp and talked to them, and they were assholes, and we said we will lead you the way. Don't remember. Thing is, we got into the forest again and the labyrinth. We got through and missed a day. I think we got to the mansion. We explored it. We found the passage, and we found the entrance to the main palace. Am I correct?
Yeah. Sort of. Close
Sort
enough.
of. I don't remember the details or the order of things. And we explored the palace. We were searching for the ring, and there were things hitting us, and we didn't knew what to do.
They're mostly focused on me.
Yeah, and they hit on a strength score. That was awful. And somehow figured out that they were some sort of spirit. I don't know how we found out, but we found out that they were some sort of spirit trapped somehow there. And exploring the palace, we found the
Tree.
yeah, also the tree. Sorry. Go on, continue, please.
I already told my part.
But I already talk a lot.
So we get to the palace, and both Kawasta and Mist's characters interact with the tree gifting Mist's character a bow without a string, yet somehow he can still shoot arrows from it, which is pretty cool. And then we proceed to try to pacify, let's call it, the palace. Eventually finding our way into the basement and into kind of a basement throne room, if I remember correctly. And,
Well, there was a throne room, and then that was the entrance to the basement.
yeah.
And on the
we-
second floor was the crown, the king's bedroom, and his skeleton was there, and the crown with the jewel where the angry spirits was there, and we had a boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
And Risen put on the crown, and the spirits changed from beings of darkness to beings of light, who look very holy.
Yeah, and kind of figure out that the dark thing is where things that Kamel was afraid of, and apparently Rizwin is scared from things made of light. And somehow we free the spirits, breaking the jewel or something. I think Amma did something in the realm of spirits.
He shot the ruby in the crown and cracked it in half.
Oh,
Whoop.
oh.
About?
I cut out. I stopped for a second.
You just said Emma shot the ruby and cracked it in
Oh,
half.
yeah.
So spirit free, palace free. We loot a lot, like everything we can. And say goodbye to the tree. It was a good tree. And he had a fish. The guardian was a fish. Beware the fish.
Yes. And before you left, the tree told you something.
What was it?
Something go west. This was very important to fire.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
Kawasta.
think-
Come on,
Sorry. I remember that he gave me the mission of fire imposes himself the mission of finding out this black ichor thingy that's been going around.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a bad thing. I don't know if I figure out what bad thing is, but
It's
bad.
not a bad thing in the way demons are bad. It's a bad thing in the way it's from, I guess what Shamie described it. A rabid wolf is bad.
It's a bad way
Right.
in the way that a flood is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the tree asked us or asked me to solve it?
You and Emma.
Yeah. Oh, he did. Okay.
And then,
And there were other trees, and
yeah,
he asked, and I don't know if he asked or I said the course of trying to find the other ones. And at some point go back to my village to talk to the first tree.
yeah,
You didn't say that to us, but sure.
sure. And then, with the ring of transmutation that you found within the palace.
Oh yeah, and I found a
And-
bunch of samples of like
Yeah,
artificy and whatnot that I took with me.
and just as much fucking loot as you could carry.
Yep. As much as not a horse could carry.
Yeah, you made your way out of the ruined city of Alcalara, back towards Marielda, having a little encounter with a familiar goblin friend along the way.
Oh, and Zoe butted heads with the camp commandant and almost got us all killed.
Oh yeah, that too.
We were
Hey.
about to die.
I feel like she almost got a bunch of them killed too.
Potato, potato.
I'm in danger. Chuckle.
You made your way back to the city, and before you were about to split off, Zoe's owl took off and flew into the city gates, sort of signaling to her to follow it. And so this time, you all walked across the bridge and through the gates into the city of Marielda.
And there were more
Whenever-
guards around than normal, right?
Yes, there were. And so whatever it was that was keeping you out of the city the last time does not seem to be there anymore. Now, before we actually get started,
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of notes that I need to say.
Okay.
Number one being that combat may be kind of intermittent for this arc. It also might not, but there's, I'd say, a pretty healthy chance that we're going to see long stretches of no combat and then long stretches of lots of combat.
That's fine.
Oh,
Just
okay.
so you guys are aware.
No problem.
Or it might just be normal. We'll see.
Depends how goofy we are.
Depends on if we start a bunch of bar fights or something.
Depends
I
on
mean,
some stuff. Number two. Starting in this arc, although it's probably not gonna it's gonna still be a little bit more minor. We're gonna be diving into a little more difficult subject matter.
It's okay.
Some stuff that I'm aware I'm gonna have a very fine line to walk, and so if anybody ever feels like I've overstepped on something or I've said something that I shouldn't have, like, please talk to me about it. This isn't, without spoiling anything, this isn't something that anybody's told me is explicitly off limits. But I also know from experience that sometimes you don't know you have a line until somebody's crossed it. So if somewhere down the road you're like, I don't want to deal with this, this isn't fun, please let me know and we can always back off of it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I know. Speaking for myself, that I am very good at divorcing game from life. So
But also I'm the same, and also makes sense that you don't know you have a problem until you have a problem.
Yeah,
for sure.
And number three, up until this point, like in the last 2 arcs we've done, there's been very little in the way of like time pressure. It's mostly just like, you decide to go to a place and you go to a place and the thing happens, like very video gamey. From here on out, there are going to be certain things that will happen in the world whether you are there or not. So just be aware.
Be aware that our choices have consequences.
Yes.
X. You're gonna give me paranoid attack.
You're taking the loading zones out, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Also,
It's going original Fallout, where if the timer ran down, you lost.
Also, it makes more sense and more engaging, but sounds like a lot of more work for you.
Yes and no. There are still going to be things that you will run into. Like Alcalara was very much like it was just sort of waiting for you because there was no people there.
Yeah, but I get you the idea of we need someone to save, I don't know, this town, and we don't go there. Well, the town is fucked.
Yeah. Something like that.
Makes sense.
All right, so back to the present. You all have crossed the bridge, crossed through the gate into the city of Marielda. The 3 big statues, one of Foltest, one of Pelor, and one of Riamon, are standing above you, and there are people walking all around you. What would you like to do?
I say we're
I'm
back.
going to suggest we offload the mount first, and then we go see Caffriel.
Maybe find an inn to sort of keep stuff safe while we're doing things.
So
Also-
he's actively trying to hide behind Rizwan.
Yeah, and just during the entire time that we're kind of out in the open in the city, I am being very aware of my surroundings.
All right.
I don't know if fire would be this keen, but maybe the first things we could go if we can find somewhere that change coin, so we get platinum, so we're not so carried with stuff.
Well, yes, Fire, but we should sell the goods we have to get the coin, to change the coin. I'd point to I'd point to the giant pack of stuff on my horse.
I got the face of I'm going to argue, but I don't know how.
We have a banking system here.
Yes.
No, this was Zoe saying this.
Sorry.
We could use that, whatever that is.
Don't need to carry around all the coin. The bank gives you a note and that covers things. Yeah. Can we get off the street, please?
Let's go there.
We're gonna go get the stuff off my horse first.
So, Jamie,
Mm-hmm.
was there not a guard trying to ask us, are you here to sell things?
They were trying to ask you if you were here to trade for business or if it was just your personal stuff.
Technically, it's our personal stuff.
We're not
Sure.
traveling merchants selling something.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, I think some people should go sell all the things on Not a Horse, but I think some other people should split off and go find an inn that we can call headquarters while we're here. I'll volunteer for that second one.
I'm with Rizwan.
Well, there's
I'm also
14
with-
inns within a quarter-mile radius. Which one do you want?
Possibly one with
nice
a good
one.
safe.
I think we need somewhere safe. We're kind of packed.
What?
We kind of have a lot of stuff, and if we leave it somewhere, I don't know. People
Yeah.
of the
Yes.
city kind of do bad things, right?
Yes, we're gonna go take care of that.
Okay, look at our clothing. Nobody's gonna believe we have nice stuff except for Shiny Boy.
I say we find a place that allows cats.
Let's find a good inn and start for there.
We have Malice as well. She'll distract from me.
Pert, go with me to the merchant quarter.
Sounds good.
I hand
Fire.
Camille the things I have on my person that I want to sell as well.
Sure.
I just have money.
All right. So the party loot sheet is still in the menagerie, Costa. Just so y'all have your shit in order. Okay, so it's Pert and Camille going to sell stuff.
If Fire wants to come along, he can too.
Look, being strict, I can go. I want to go with you, but I'm for real. If whatever I sell weighs an inch, a little bit more that in coin that what it weighs, for example, I don't know, joules, I cannot carry it. That's why I need some way of let off the weight or coinage or getting it somewhere.
I'm gonna remind you that there's encumbrance rules. Don't mean you just get overweight and you can't move anymore.
I just walk slow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
And your shoulders hurt a lot.
You are not in Skyrim.
Your shoulders hurt a lot.
You're gonna want to take a long hot bath afterwards. Relax all that tension.
Okay, selling stuff it is.
While we're heading to the merchant's quarters, I'm going to casually bring up Chandler's brokerage, just in case there's anything that he feels we're getting a bad price for.
Oh, this is okay. Sorry.
Camille,
I have.
Hmm?
in case
So-
you think we're getting fucked on something, let me know. I have access to a place known as Chandler's brokerage.
Noted. I was hoping to find a merchant from home that I could barter with who might give us a better price.
So Pert, because you are local, you know that there is a very large outdoor market in the city, and that would be a really good place to offload a whole, an assortment of crap.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's anything special that you want to either buy or sell, you're probably going to want to try and find a specific store. But just for your, all of your gold plates and cutlery and all of that shit, the outdoor market's probably the place to go.
Then that's where I'll lead him to first.
All right. So team sells stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Starts walking down the main thoroughfare towards the center of the city. Team sleep. Where are y'all gonna go?
Team
To
hide.
be fair, it's more like Team Hide.
There you go.
So yeah, continuing to be aware, make sure no one's following us, and we're just looking for an inn, like a nicer place. I probably think we'll inquire about a safe too that we can use while we're there.
Is Amma with you?
Yeah.
All the weirdos are together.
Yeah, and they're going to sell stuff.
They are.
Yeah. So looking for a kind of nice inn.
All right. Um, Hurt would be able to direct you to a few places that are sort of in his home neighborhood, which is like on the left side of the city, near the walls, like a district called Riverside. So, if you want to be in a more central location, you're probably going to have to go looking, or Pert can recommend you a couple places. There's actually, as David told me, an inn and tavern right beside this Chandler's brokerage place.
Yes, there is.
So are we gonna do that? Like, okay, see you later, and then start walking in the same direction?
I kind of think so.
Awesome, perfect.
Do you want to go to the place that Pert knows, or one of the places that Pert knows, or do you want to try and find a place that's a little more central in the city?
I'll trust the local.
Okay.
I would recommend somewhere besides the brokerage if you're looking for a place to actually stay in comfort. It would be the better place to go if you want to disappear, but it is not. Even though it's beside the brokerage, it is not a savory place.
I have the feeling it's the place we ended up when we first came here.
We
No, it would not be.
Okay.
we were outside on the first time.
No. The criminals fire.
Yeah.
Oh, that place.
You were definitely not in that district.
Okay.
Riverside, like, Pert says it's an unsavory place, but Riverside's still the richer part of town.
Yeah, I'll go to whichever one he knows that's the most upscale, basically.
I think I would point out to everyone that we have enough money that we can pay people to not ask questions.
People start asking questions when you pay them not to ask questions. They don't publicly ask. They privately ask.
I mean,
the more you know. Bum, bum, bum.
Wait, so I can give you a coin and not answer any questions? Ever?
Go to the Silver Swan. It's a decent quality establishment. It's located here. It'll be worth your time. They are a middle-class place. You shouldn't stick out.
Looks down at
Travel.
travel stained clothes and armor and
He's pointing at horns.
I said
can you
middle
back
class.
off from your microphone a little bit.
Sorry, what?
Just back off from your microphone just a touch.
I will turn down the gain.
I'm not suggesting you guys go to somewhere ridiculous like the Golden Apple, okay? The Silver Swan, you shouldn't stick out too badly.
okay. We will go to the Silver Swan.
All right. So you do, in fact, walk together for a time, and then Team Hyde splits off to the left, while Team Sell Stuff keeps walking down the main thoroughfare. And Camille and Fire have seen this before, and Pert used to live here. But Rizwin, Zoe, and Emma, walking down this main street, there are just so many people walking to and fro. You're constantly bumping shoulders with people. Although, you notice that anybody who notices Melis is giving him a decent berth.
As they should.
Mm-hmm. The stores that line this main street, they're all like open air.
Can I point something about Melas?
Mm-hmm.
I have a constrictor boa, and I go with him on walking.
Mm-hmm.
People who doesn't expect something like that doesn't see it. They
Yes.
think it's something else, and the few who just pay attention jump because they don't know why is that there. But normal people just, it's a big dog and don't pay attention until it's too late.
Yes.
It's a big
Actually,
cat.
I would like everybody to just make me an insight check as you're walking down this street.
Both groups.
Yeah.
Oh, face rolls. Do it, baby. Damn it.
Great. We're starting her off great. Walking. So as you all are walking down the street, Amalus is just so overwhelmed with this city. You've never seen so many people in one place.
Silly people.
Yeah, Zoe and Rizwin, you're sort of expecting a lot of, like, Zoe especially, you're just very on edge, expecting a lot of looks. Not a lot of people are paying attention to you. Those that do, you do see, like, a couple of people who walk right by you, kind of stop and look, or, like, look as they pass you. And Zoe, you feel a little bit self-conscious about this. Rizwin, you very much get the sense that Zoe's not the thing that they're paying attention to. It's Camille. And you.
Because we're giant people in armor.
Looking around at the people who are walking to and fro, outside of a few guards, you are the only people wielding weapons.
Oh. I don't know that.
Oh,
When-
make
when
a
you
mental
say-
note of that.
When you say only people wielding weapons, do you mean like,
Openly.
well, I was gonna say like, Pert does have a rapier on his belt, but I guess that's, it's a rapier. It's not like a greatsword.
It's not quite as flashy as Camille's full armor and longsword and
Yeah.
Rizwin's giant glaive.
So
Like,
there
those
are
are the things that people notice first.
yeah, there are people with, stylish slash more civilized things.
Not really.
Oh, okay. So even
Even the rapier, you don't see people walking around with rapiers.
okay.
They might have like daggers hidden in a shirt or something, but
Yeah, I get you. I just wanted to get an idea of
Yeah.
the scale of random armament.
there's also not very many horses. You do see like one or two pass by you, but mostly it's just pedestrian traffic. And-
Just as a note, when I was specifying that I'm like very much paying attention to our surroundings, I'm also like making sure no one's following us.
All right.
That was kind of my primary thing there.
Okay. It is very
Good to be back.
difficult- Yeah, it's very difficult to tell just because of the sheer volume of people. Which, like, none of you are used to except for Pert. This city is so densely packed, unlike any other city that exists in this world.
Like, it makes Tarkamana City look like a village.
Yes.
Pert will actually go so far as to lean into Rizwin and whisper to her, what you're not looking for is you're looking for the lookouts. You're not actually looking for the followers. There'll be people stationed in certain sections of town who are watching who you are and what you're carrying. They'll be the ones you want to be concerned about, because they'll send messages on ahead to people that might actually do a robbery if they catch you having something of interest.
I'm not worried about unsavory types noticing our presence.
Is there really a person on the string?
There could be.
You mean, is there people playing music?
No, on the.
Like a tightrope walker, I think is what he's
Yeah.
saying.
Oh, I see. Not in the main street. You might find some elsewhere.
I think Fire gets distracted a lot and
Yeah.
starts going around. It catches itself starting to go around and catches itself again.
Yeah, there's also like
Ended up just grabbing Camel. I don't know. From
Why,
the,
Fire? Why are you holding onto my cloak?
I don't want to get lost.
Hold hands with Pert.
Pert puts an
Ready.
arm around Fire's shoulders and acts like he's doing the tour guide thing.
Good. I'm happy.
All right, you pass by a whole bunch of these open shops. You see that one is selling books. There's like a whole bunch of like these copies set out like as displays. But you pass by it pretty quickly. There's like jewelry and food and just all manner of interesting and colorful things. But soon enough, you come to a crossroads, and Pert instructs Team Hyde that if you go left and go this way and this way and this way, you will get to the Silver Swan.
Okay, we'll meet you there when you're done.
Yeah, probably an hour or two.
All right, so let's do Team Cell stuff first.
Alrighty.
You continue on through the like very large square that has the two temples and the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
You continue past that. Past. Wait, no. Sorry, I don't have the map in front of me. You continue on past that, basically still straight until you come to this wide open space where there's just stalls upon stalls upon stalls set out in this like town square.
All right. First off, I just want to see if I see a merchant who looks like they might be after what we have.
Make a perception check. Oh, shit. Sorry, I'm just pulling up the map. You do... Well, okay, what are you trying to sell? Because you guys have a lot of stuff.
I'm concerned with what's on the pack, which is like the gold plates and the silk and the ivory and
Let's say fancy metal silverware.
All right. Just so we're not spending all day doing this. Where's the list? I should.
it's palace loot.
I can give you.
Okay, palace loot. So I will tell you the things that you, with an 18, cannot find somebody to buy here.
Highly rated if it's someone else.
So the utensils, the gold cups and plates, all of the ceramics, basically everything except for the ivory keys, you can find somebody to buy it.
Cool.
All right, sounds good.
We do that?
I will begin the bartering process.
All right. Now, just so that I don't accidentally contradict myself, did I give you a value estimate for this stuff?
I do not believe so.
I think not at all.
Did
Nope.
I give you a pound estimate for this stuff?
It's almost the carrying capacity of my horse. So like, I think you said it was like 400 or 500 pounds worth of stuff.
Okay. So we'll say approximately 400 pounds of, Jesus Christ, utensil, like solid gold and gold plated and silver plated stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
All right. I'm going to need somebody to make me a persuasion check.
I happen to be good at that.
Can I
Theoretically,
help him?
you can.
Yes, you may give him advantage.
You being a 4, I'm assuming?
Very nice.
Yes, you do. Cool.
Okay.
I'm a charisma
I-
class.
Need to just quickly pull out a calculator.
Yeah. I'm a talent cast.
Alright, so over, I'd say about 3 hours of bartering with people and offloading like some here and some there,
Mm-hmm.
you end up with, because you have, well, no, I'll say that you can offload it all because this market is very big. You end up with 18,000 gold.
18,000.
18,000 gold?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Can we, Camel, can we add that to the money that Not a Horse is carrying?
Yeah. It's going to be a sack of gold coins.
I will add that.
Just add it below or above the silver pieces there.
Yep.
We were going to go see I'm actually going to ask a merchant. Is there a banker nearby?
Camel, can you ask for the other kind of coin that's not that heavy?
That's what I'm doing, Fire.
The merchant that you were talking to directs you to a bank that is like a 10-minute walk away. They are like the big bank.
Aye,
And the other thing is, like, you have 18,000 gold. It's not all in gold.
No, I know.
It's mostly in it's in gold and lower.
It's going to say it's mostly gold and silver, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Hey, before going to the bank, do you know where can we sell jewels and rings?
I'm assuming if you want to do that, you could do that at the same time you're here.
Yeah, there are jewelry merchants here. If you...
Can I give you a list?
Sure. If there's some of the things you may not be able to find here, you may have to go to a store.
Fair, but what I want to know at least what I can do.
Sure.
Roll20 is a bot, so I will do it in Discord.
Okay.
This not. This.
Okay, this is the stuff you're trying to sell. Yeah, these are all things that you can sell here.
Mm-hmm.
Just from sort of your last few hours of trading, you know that some of the people that tend to buy these precious metal stuff, you may have milked them of their coin.
Damn.
So if you want a decent price, like, you might want to go somewhere else.
Okay.
But you can sell your boat in a bottle, crystal ball, and big shell.
Okay.
You can make a separate persuasion check.
Do I get help?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Persuasion.
Bert's also there, so that's pretty good. You end up getting 15 gold for the 3 of them.
15.
Yes.
Okay.
You find like a novelty trader.
It's a pretty boat.
It is a pretty boat.
Good.
Alright. So dragging your giant sack of coin away from the market and to a bank.
Mm-hmm.
Team Hyde. You walk for about an hour until you are like you pass by a lot of the really crowded places and get into a very slightly less dense area with like some standalone houses and shops that look a lot less or are meant to look a lot more, I don't want to use the word kitschy, but definitely cater to a higher class of clientele.
Slightly more
and you-
niche.
Yes. And you follow this road for about an hour, and you happen upon the Silver Swan Inn.
Okay. So, unless anybody has an issue here, Zoe stands at the door for a moment, pulls herself together, opens the door, and walks in as if she owns the place. And just says, 3 rooms, now please.
Yes, we do have some vacancies. And the woman at the front counter just sort of like mouth open stares at you for 2 seconds and then composes herself. For how many nights will you be staying?
Anybody got any idea how long we're staying?
A week, 2
Oh,
We're not
Okay.
there, so I can't suggest.
I assume we would have talked about it beforehand.
Mhm.
So start with the week, I guess.
A week, maybe longer.
Also, Rizwin is doing her best to just look like a bodyguard.
All right. Of course. So that will be 2 gold per room per night. And we do offer breakfast in the mornings. And she waits expectantly for
2 gold, 3,
42.
so that'd be 6. 42. Zoe pulls out 100 gold, puts it on the table, and says, don't bother us with any bills till that runs out.
She stares at it for a second and then very calmly sweeps the sack behind the counter. Of course.
The power move.
Now please show us to our room right away. It's been a long travel.
And she almost like curtsies a little bit and leads you up the stairs to the 3rd floor, where there are 3 quite nice rooms waiting for you. I assume, well, yeah, they would each have 2 beds.
Zoe walks into the room. If Rizwin follows, wait for her. If anybody
does.
else follows who isn't her, isn't the innkeeper,
Mhm.
she waits for them to enter, shuts the door, and then basically collapse.
What kind of collapses? Just like sits
That
down.
was emotionally hard on her.
Yeah. But like, does she look like she's gonna be okay after a little bit of time?
Yes.
Okay.
Not like passes out, just like, okay, time to calm down now. Yep. Okay.
The heavy sitting on the side of the bed kind of thing.
Yeah. So I'll just like a reassuring squeeze on the shoulder, drop all the stuff, make myself like as presentable as possible, like take my armor off and try to clean up a little bit.
Okay.
Leave all my weapons, take a sack of gold, and then I will go find the innkeeper again.
All right.
Sort of do the old, like slyly hand over 10 gold for your trouble. Might you have a safe in the house for my lady's belongings?
Why, of course.
And I collect
just-
details from her
Chamy's,
about that.
Chamy's ignorance. Would safes in this instance be portable or like a place sort of behind the counter, like a
I
safe?
I am hoping for like something really solid, something that's not portable,
Okay,
like in a back room, probably bolted into the floor, that kind of thing.
right. Yeah, they would have something like that. She leads you into a back
Okay, and
room
I'm
that's marked storage. And she
okay.
leads you back there, and there's a safe like built into the wall.
Yeah, I'm not putting anything in there right now. I'm just kind
Okay.
of arranging it with her, basically.
Sure.
And the 10 gold was like a tip for her. You know how people go behind nobles and like, sorry, you have to deal with these stuck-up people. Here's some money to make it better,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I mean, Zoe did just drop 100 gold.
Yeah, that was for, the night.
Yeah.
This is for her.
Mhm.
And then I go back to the room after that.
Yes. She seems very accommodating. Emma, what are you doing?
I'm not sure.
You're just kind of like chilling upstairs with Mellis.
Yes. Cat nap time.
All right. So Amelis and Mellis walk into their own room. Mellis curls up on the floor. Anything else you guys want to do before I hop back to your compatriots?
I probably will also, at this point, use this time to try to get my shopping done. Or at least the first thing on the list.
Okay. Judging by the storefronts that you passed on your way here, this is definitely the place for more high-end or specialty stuff.
Well,
First case was when you should have kept your armor to sell.
more of a correction there. The list that you have that we talked about, it would be the third thing on that list that I'm after right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you're gonna make me look that up.
It's the hat.
Oh, okay.
Which is exactly what Zoe's gonna go out and do.
We're all let's be out. Put a
Zoe's
1 in
gonna
Discord if you're gonna buy a hat.
I mean,
I will just say everybody who has given me a list put hat on that list. So
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not hiding this from Zoe. I'm telling her that I'm going out. And
I think that we should probably leave. I want to leave the hat shopping for when everybody's together, if that's okay.
okay.
Yeah, fair.
I just was going to offer, since, the reason behind the hat is not to be seen in public. So, stay out of sight while you get a new hat. It's up to you.
I mean, I'm not one to be keen on what I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna buy a hat, but I think Fire would buy it with Zoe not around, kind of doing it as a surprise.
I don't mean to be rude, but is Zoe gonna want to wear the hat Fire buys her?
You'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will. Costa, you did show me the hat that you wanted to buy.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check to try and find one in the market.
No whammies. No whammies. Yes.
Okay, you can find one in the market. It will be 2 gold.
Sold.
Alright. Kamale and Pert, you see Fire off on his own at a hat stand, squirreling away something.
Uh-huh.
However, we're going to skip right past that and go to banking.
Banking with Camille.
banking with Kamil. So about a 10-minute saunter away from this place, you come upon a large standalone building, sort of blocky in nature. It has a couple of columns, looks very Greco-Roman, and it says in the front, Fan Sheras Imperial Bank.
I walk in like I own the place, with a sack of gold over my shoulder.
With your horse?
Okay, I'll Bert, stay with Ramiel.
But Bert needs. What if I leave one of my animals here?
No.
I mean,
What?
horse can defend itself, right?
But it looks better if there's someone with the horse.
Pert will
True.
stay with the horse, but we need to have a conversation about the encumberment system on this, because I'm at 149 pounds, and it says I'm heavily encumbered, but I have 10 strength, so I should be exactly perfect.
Okay.
The encumbrance is weird on road
Yeah, I
fighting.
know.
Yeah,
I
I'll
thought
take
I'd
a look
mention
later.
it just because it's weird.
Okay, that's good for me to know. So Pert stays outside with Ramiel.
Bert, do you want me to?
Do you bring the giant sack of gold and silver into the bank with you?
No, because I'm gonna need some help getting it inside.
Okay.
That's when I walk. That's why I walk in like I own the place. With,
Yeah.
like, full
Yeah,
like
you
silver
do.
cape, armor, like
I
noble
walk
son routine.
I walk two steps behind him, just owing to the ceiling or something.
Mm-hmm. It is a very large open space in there, with offices on one side and some tellers on the other.
I buy a Honeycrisp apple from a merchant on the way here, and I stand there feeding the horse.
The horse does not eat it.
Then I eat the damn apple. Fuck the horse.
The horse is not a horse.
No, don't fuck the horse.
I mean,
Please don't fuck the horse.
can
This
we
got weird.
not? Yes.
So you, Camille and Fire, you walk up to one of the tellers and say, yes, how may I help you?
I have a very large deposit outside I wish to bring in.
I stumbled into your back because I'm not watching up front.
I ignore. I pretend that fire doesn't even exist. I don't even
Alright.
move. He just walks into a solid wall of armor.
All right. This very smartly dressed Vidalcan who you're talking to says, of course. Do you have an account with us?
No, I'd like to open one.
Perfect. Would you like to open a citywide account or a nationwide account?
Nationwide.
Excellent. The cost is 10 gold per year.
Excellent.
And this is just me giving you the information. So they have 2 locations in Marialda, 2 in Blackcaster,
Mhm.
1 in Astoria, Hallamore, Arnog, and Carcammon.
Okay.
In some of their more remote locations, they tell you that coin and gem denominations may be somewhat limited.
Understood.
But they are very happy to open an account for you for 10 GP per year. You need to give them some personal information.
I'm happy to give his name. I'll give him his family residence in Carcammon.
All right.
It might even be a known name to people in banking because his family was involved in merchant stuff.
Okay. Paperwork, and you spend the next 20 minutes doing some paperwork.
Uh-huh.
And then the Vidalcan claps his hands and says, "Excellent, we are all set now. How much would you like to deposit?"
18,000 gold. In multiple denominations split over copper, silver, and gold.
Excellent.
I will need some help bringing it inside.
One moment, please. And he walks away from the desk, and a minute later comes back with 2 other bank employees, a couple of dwarves that look a little more fit than he does.
I figured, yeah.
Yeah. And they follow you outside to where Ramail is waiting with the giant sack of money.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
they'll
I'll
take the money away, and you now have a banknote for 18,000 gold.
Only the gold?
You can
we'll give him the
deposit
extra
more.
silver and we'll give him the silver and the copper that's listed there as well.
Okay, I will note it as in bank.
And he says, given that you seem to be doing a lot of trading, may I also interest you in our exchange services, if you wish to exchange for different denominations?
Do tell.
You can basically just exchange. You can exchange silver, gold, and copper freely.
Okay.
Platinum has a 0.01% fee because platinum is rare.
Mm-hmm.
And they do also offer some gem exchanges in that same 0.01% fee.
I stumble from behind. I would like to change some things, please.
Certainly.
I have this and pull up sack of gold. Can I have the other coin, the one fancy, the platinum gold?
All right.
For these
How much platinum?
is.
Or sorry, how much gold do you have?
I will give these so I have enough money to pay the fee.
That's the gold, right?
Yes, that's in gold.
Oh shit. Hang on. So the fee is 13 gold and 5 silver.
Oh, wait, math.
I'm doing it for you.
Okay, you have it figured out. I have this much. I don't know. You do the thing.
Okay, you have 1,368 gold, and you want as much platinum as you can.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so you get 1,000... Wait.
136 gold, platinum, and you have 8 gold left.
But there's a fee to pay.
Yes.
Oops.
So it's I get back my number plus 0.99. That's the thing. I get this number. PP and 4 GP, 3 silver pieces, and 2 copper. That's what I get.
Yes, that's correct.
Yep, I agree as well.
I'll probably convert most of my gold too, which is.
You have a promissory note.
I have a promissory note for the group's money.
Oh.
Yep. If you give me the number, I can give you 99. You get 247 PP and 5 GP.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I feel like you guys are doing this wrong, but I can't correct how you're supposed to.
No, he's doing it right.
If you get the 0.01% cost, you give all the money and you get back 0.99% of what you give.
Yep. Just to fast forward things, after you guys go outside, Pert will be coming inside to do some transactions of his own.
Excellent.
Mhm.
How
And
much would you like to exchange?
Pert is depositing 750 gold into his family's account
Okay.
and exchanging 1,750 gold into 173 platinum.
Cool.
I'll do my own silver
Is
calculations.
does that math check
Yeah,
out?
you have 2 gold and 5 silver left over also, Perk.
Yes, I know. I was just shortcutting it because I don't think everyone needs to know that. I actually have another 54 gold left over, but
We need the math to be correct.
Yes.
Whatever silver amount I have, I just divide by 10 to get gold, right?
Yep.
Fantasy math.
Yay! There, my total weight has gone down from 204 pounds to 131.
Nice. All right. Is that it for the bank?
Brisbane did give me the plate armor to sell. I'm just gonna say,
You actually did not find any place in the market that would buy plate armor.
yeah, I figured we'd have to find armor to sell that. So that'll stay on the horse. Plate armor packed up doesn't weigh that much.
I still have things to sell.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be after we get back to the inn and whatnot. And we split up to do our things.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're feeling significantly lighter now.
Pert does request that a note be sent to his family about the deposit, simply saying that it's him repaying all that they've spent on his education and promising them that if he has future deposits like that, he will talk to them about it first.
And-
Okay. And
and
the bank is happy to do that for you.
And just for ease of transaction stuff for you, Jimmy, we just
Uh-huh.
if we say we're taking it out of the bank, you'll just subtract it from whenever we buy, like when we talked about earlier, the horses and the saddles and whatnot, right? Or do we have to come back here, pull that money out of the bank, and take it with us?
No, you have to come back and pull that money out.
Okay, fair enough.
They do not have debit accounts with every merchant in the city.
Fair enough.
What a lot of medieval banks did was that they gave you tokens for the bank, and so you would give the merchant a token worth 1,000.
Well, that's kind of what the promissory notes are, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. So
Yeah, but I'm not going to
theoretically,
hand over an 18,000 gold promissory note to a saddle
that's
merchant.
what I was saying. That theoretically they could have given you 18 $1,000 promissory notes instead.
Well, you have we have things to buy little stuff. We can
Yeah,
do that.
we have enough. We have enough personal fortunes to buy whatever. It's
Hey, Camille, do I grab the things for your horse so he can be uplifted?
uplifted.
Later.
This later, yes.
Yeah, the horse is fine. The horse has a massive carrying capacity.
I mean,
Okay,
just look
so I
at
don't-
Camille.
Okay.
All right, and it has been a pleasure doing business with you. You leave the Vidalcan banker behind.
I tip each dwarf a gold piece for helping carry in the.
They accept it graciously.
And with that, I guess we go back to the inn. Because I
Sure.
feel like we should all go see Caffriel and present that ring of transmutation.
Ooh, before
Sorry,
going,
I died for a second.
Oh, sorry.
before going away, I can ask quickly the banker if they know jewelry, like a jewelry store, jewelry.
Jewelry store.
Yeah.
The banker is happy to point you towards a couple of jewelry stores, both the ones he recommends to you are on the main street that you passed on your way here.
Okay. Can I go them right away if we're walking in the direction to the inn?
Yes, fire.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's only like 10 minutes out of your way.
Mm-hmm.
The hell is it? Here is it. All right. So you walk back down the main thoroughfare, feeling much better, much lighter than you did.
No.
I give the promissory note to Pert just because he's got the highest passive perception.
All right.
Pert stitches it into the hidden pocket on the inside of his leather armor.
You stitch it in while
No, like
you're
I'm-
walking?
No, I'm saying that he slides it into the stitched
Okay.
in.
I see.
Words bad, brain sucks.
All right. So with the promissory note safely tucked away, you walk back down through the market to the main street. And it's only like a few buildings away from where the main street ends and the temple area begins. You see a storefront with the words Daimani written on the front. And
Isn't
looking
that-
in, you see a bunch of very fancy necklaces and earrings that all shine in the sunlight.
And Pert will take a second to point out to Camille the people that are watching the business, both the guards and the watchers.
Mhm.
Because these kind of places have both their own guards and they're dedicated. So who's shopping there today?
I just walk in.
Oh boy.
Right. You walk in. It is very tight quarters in there with your giant backpack. Both of them.
But can I? No. I'm sorry to leave you outside every time.
Bert, stand out here while I go shopping.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. No, I'm entering with all my things.
Okay, so you enter. The couple of patrons that are in there browsing jewelry sort of give you the side eye.
One of the shrooms make a fart noise. How?
They look at each other and sort of haughtily thank the owner and walk out.
Be right back, Bio.
Okay.
The owner looks momentarily cheesed off and then retains his composure and comes over to you and says, "Yes, how may I help you?"
Yes. I stumbled upon a bunch of jewels. Do you buy?
Yes, we do.
Okay, I have this, and put out the rancid sack and pull out all my things.
Oh no.
And I start talking like I have these candelabra, they look nice, this ring, this look good. This doesn't really have a niche, but looks kind of cute, and I don't know, I like this one, and blah, 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 blah.
He immediately pushes the candelabras back to you and says, this is...
Okay,
I don't deal in tableware.
sure, no problem.
And pulls out a little like magnifying eyepiece and starts examining the rest of the jewelry, and takes his time. Like he spends like 5 minutes looking at each piece.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah. So you're just like standing in the shop.
3 years later.
And Fire
If we
has ADHD on steroids, if I'm not mistaken.
If we get into the, I just say 3/4 of an hour, I just sit on Lotus position in front of him, still looking at it, but just petting Bushy.
Mm-hmm. a second. So you wait. It's probably about 45 minutes. And then he says 40 gold.
40 gold. Insight check.
Give me an insight check. You get the sense that that is a bit low.
Without stepping up, I scream, "Hey, Kamal!"
Yeah, you hear bellowing from outside. Yes.
I need your help with numbers.
Second. And I just walk inside again like I own the place.
Mm-hmm.
This person thinks this whole thing costs 40 gold. Are you agree?
I look at him.
He stares back at you. Oh, sorry. The 500 GP worth of gems also isn't in that pile.
Okay.
My bad.
I was shocked.
My bad.
Still.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to give my friend a better price.
Make a persuasion check. He kind of sighs and says, I can go up to 65. You understand that a lot of this, while not terrible quality, certainly needs some cleaning. It's not exactly a fashionable style anymore.
Well, considering it's several hundred years old, no.
Can it be sold as antiquities?
He kind of sniffs and says, perhaps.
I'm gonna do an insight to see if that's more reasonable price.
And I say out loud to Camel, maybe we'll get a better price in the antiquities stores. I think there
Your
was
stuff.
one. I know this is group stuff.
Give me an insight check. I mean, it's a higher price than he gave you before.
I just kind of whisper in Fire's ear, we're not hurting for money. It's up to you.
Yeah, I think we don't need more money. Okay. The 65 and the 5,000 GP, Jamie?
Of gems?
Yes.
He's not interested in that. He tells you, I'm not a gem merchant.
Yeah, we'll take the 65. Why not?
All right.
So everything but the candelabras and the
gems.
Yeah.
And honestly, the gems aren't worth offloading. They're probably lighter than what the gold equivalent would be.
I don't know.
If I would to do anything, I would maybe suggest convert those gems into diamonds.
Yeah, we need a jeweler.
We can find one. We're here for several days.
So, I'm not with you, so I can't actually say anything. But we probably could have made quite a good name for ourselves in the city if we had donated that stuff to, say, a museum.
Right.
Because we really don't need the 65 gold, but
Too late now.
Damn, could we have used the boost and...
I figure we're gonna have done enough goodwill.
Yeah, and also Fire doesn't get the stuff, but that's a good idea. So, do you know any jeweler then? Also, do you buy these and I pull out one ivory key?
No. Also not jewelry.
But do you know one?
You're asking for a gem merchant?
Yes.
Well, if you want gems, you can always exchange them at the bank. There are also. Sorry, I'm pulling up my notes.
Oh, I guess that slipped over my mind that we could have just exchanged them at the bank.
Oh yeah, we could go
Yeah.
back there.
We can go back there another time. Again,
Also,
I mean,
there are a couple of auction houses. There are a few gem merchants in town, but realistically, I think that your best bet is the bank.
Thank you for your time.
Duh.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Thanks. I try to not throw something out when I'm walking away.
I keep my arms to the side of Fire as he's turning around just so he doesn't randomly knock something with his monster of a backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do that shortly, Jamie? Go back to the bank and not take more game time?
Okay, so you go back to the bank. What exactly do you want?
I think he wants to convert them into higher value gems, so they're
The
smaller.
500 GP. Do I get diamonds or do we put it in the bank and just fund store?
So you can put it in the bank for an extra 5,000 in the party fund. If you inquire about diamonds, they will inform you that they do not offer diamonds as a currency.
Oh. Do you sell them?
They do not sell diamonds. The
Okay.
highest value gem that they have, I need to pull up my fancy new DMG. The highest denomination gem they offer are 1,000 GP gems, which would be emeralds.
And not diamond at all.
Not diamond at all.
1,000. Do you have 1,000 agate?
No, they have very specific, like, we use these gems for this, like, they have 5 or 6 gems that they use as currency. It's not just anything that's available in the world.
Yeah, they're basically saying that one good-sized emerald is 1,000 gold.
Pre-cut, pre-weighted emeralds are
Exactly.
worth 1,000.
They have to match a very specific requirement to be considered like the currency that the bank will trade.
This is giving me a headache. Just put it on the bank.
The fantasy math is beating Colossus.
No, I think Fire is getting
frustrated.
I don't have problems.
So we move it from 18,000 gold to 23,000 gold?
Plus the 65 that I got from the jewels.
So 18 to 23. Sounds good.
23.65.
And with that, I'm going to suggest we go back to the inn.
All right. The sun is already starting to set as you make your way from the bank the second time back towards the inn. Zoe, Rizwin, and Emma. What you doing?
So, here's the two things Zoe wants to do. And I'll let Jamie decide if either of these are valid at the moment.
Okay.
Zoe wants a new outfit with a hat.
Mm-hmm.
As everybody apparently wants to get Zoe. And she would like to have somebody who has proper skills look at Grimmy's sword instead of her quick mending job.
Okay. Which would you like to do first?
If I get the option, it's going to be clothing, so she has a hat.
Okay. Are you just gonna go out and look around and find a place, or are you gonna ask somebody?
I think she'd probably find her own stuff.
You're
Okay.
in a middle class inn. You could probably get them to send a seamstress up to you.
Middle class?
Middle class?
High class.
No, I mean, we're
Upper
gonna have to
middle.
get a. We'd have to find high class to get somebody some seams.
Yeah,
High class, I'm done.
you're not paying enough for that.
Well, no, I'm saying that they would be able to send out, with the amount of you've already tipped, they would be more than happy to go, yeah, we can send someone.
I don't think so. I would do that. I think she'd just go find something.
All right. In that case, I would like you to make me either a perception or an investigation check.
Rizwin is with her, will assist with that, and also has brought along a concealed weapon of some kind. I guess probably a hand axe,
Okay.
since her warhammer and glaive are big.
Yes. Emma, are you going with them too?
Yeah.
Okay. So Zoe, you may make a investigation or persuasion check at advantage.
You need perception, right? Not persuasion.
Yes, that one. All right. Is the +2 guidance?
Yes.
Okay.
So probably not in fact.
Still an 18 is pretty good. You wander around this area for a little bit, and you do indeed find a somewhat upscale clothing store. That has like it looks like two different stores from the outside, but as you go in, you see that there's a clothing store and then like a hat, glove, scarf, accessory store that is connected on the inside.
Does anybody meet her, or is it one of these places where you just browse?
It looks like a place that you can just browse.
Because I don't exactly have new art. Basically, Zoe's looking for something similar to what she has now. Just, not completely and utterly destroyed with constant magic trying to fix it.
Right. Yeah, your clothes are looking a little tattered. So yeah, you can. I'll just pull up. I want to see that art. So yeah, you can find something similar-ish. It's maybe a little more bright than the last one. The darker colors don't seem to be quite in fashion. It is also, you are also unable to find a hat that was quite as big as the last one. You can find one that has like a fairly wide brim that does an okay job of hiding the horns, but it's not quite as good as the last one.
Zoe? Yes? Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's clearly somebody who works here, right?
Yes. There's a woman who's minding the desk, and then there's another woman who is working like off in a back corner. It looks like she's like adding some ribbon onto a hat.
Zoe asks if custom tailored, right?
Yeah.
Right word, yeah. Custom tailored outfits are available.
Well, yes, of course we can. And she like goes to and just kind of stops for a second when she looks at you, and then goes, "Yes, of course." What would you like?
Zoe literally like runs her hand up and down herself. This, but in good shape. She also puts the outfit she found on the table. I would also like this till that's ready. I'd like this and that.
Sure. She kind of like leans over the desk to like get a better look at your bottoms. Is it just like a robe?
I've never actually really thought about it. It's probably a robe and something like, and some sort of probably loose pants.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sure.
Just something along that line, like because it's a robe, but not a dress. So she's probably got some form of underwear, underclothing, not underwear.
Undergarments.
There's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. So she motions you over to like a little stand that has a couple of mirrors beside it, and she whips out a measuring tape and starts measuring you, and her hands are all up in your business, and it's probably a little uncomfortable.
Zoe visually flinches when her tail is touched.
Wait, Zoe has a tail?
Zoe has a tail. It's wrapped around her leg.
Okay.
All tieflings have tails.
Where's my dice? Can't find them. She does not seem to notice.
Huzzah.
As she's measuring you, she says, I also noticed you were eyeing the hats.
Hat too. Crap, she doesn't have her hat anymore. Zoe gives a description of her hat.
Alright, Zoe gives a description of her hat. The attendant informs you that everything put together will be 30 gold, and it will be ready in 2 days' time. The outfit that you picked out had included will be 10 gold.
So 40 gold all included?
Yes.
Zoe. Okay, Zoe probably would also find new underwear, so 50 gold.
Yeah. No, that can be included.
Okay. Zoe pulls out the 50 gold, offering, I assume, nice tip for them, because, dear God, we have so much goddamn money. And then asks if there's a changing room she can use.
The attendant leads you back into a small changing room and thanks you profusely for the tip.
Zoe changes, does her thing, and seems to come out a little less wary, offering both women a nice smile and thanking them for their service.
All right. The woman who's working on the hat just smiles and waves as you leave.
Wait, did you got all your clothes, including the hat already?
She has her hat, she has her outfit, but it is not what she quite wants. It is brighter than she likes. So she is currently getting one made.
Okay.
It's like a royal blue.
Everybody looks away, looks back, and for some reason she's now wearing purple.
The one attendant looks very confused.
So he kind of likes that she looks confused.
Yeah. All right.
That's what Zoe wanted to do.
Anything else? Next on the list.
Next would be a sword. Was there as a group, did we want to do that, or?
I mean,
I think we can get a blacksmith as a group.
We were all
Well-
planning, like, I know I was planning on getting stuff done at a blacksmith.
Yeah, same here.
I'm assuming we would have talked about some of the things we need to do while we're in the city together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Zoe would be a little quiet about her fact that she wanted new clothing.
I don't think Zoe would. I think we know Zoe well enough now that
Well,
know
the
she
hat,
likes
maybe.
nice-
I don't know about the clothes.
Fair.
You know she likes to be clean, so but
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I guess it depends on how much time we have. If we have enough time before we think they'll be back, I would probably try to knock out the stuff on my list that other people wouldn't want to do. So that's, I guess, probably just buying the kit and the looking into that gem situation that we talked about.
Sure. You can also make me either a perception or an Actually, you can make me a perception, investigation, or a persuasion check, depending on how you're trying to find this place.
I would just be looking for it. So that's perception, I assume.
This one doesn't talk to people.
Yeah, not really. Can I get Zoe to help me look for one?
sure.
Okay.
Zoe puts her hand on your shoulder and goes, "You can find it. You have guidance."
And also advantage, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yay.
All right. So wandering around a bit, you guys find yourself in a slightly less well lit and kitschy part of Riverside, and walking down the street, you see a slightly old and dusty looking building with the sign that says Renario's Rare Materials.
I walk in.
All right. So you walk into this shop. There's no windows in the shop, which isn't like incredibly unusual for shops, but it is in this area.
And just for clarification, you said this was kind of like down a side street?
Yeah.
What's the population like down here? Is it thinner? Are there people standing
it's quite a
guard
bit-
or watching?
It's quite a bit thinner down here. You don't see any guards. There's just a couple people walking about.
Anybody takes particular note of the fact that we're going in here?
Make a perception check. There is a guy that's walking past that does kind of look back at you as you walk in. Doesn't seem like super threatening. You're not sure if they're like paid to watch the place or if they're just a naturally curious person, but somebody did watch you go in.
I just kind of
Um,
stand there, give him a stare for a minute, and see how he reacts.
He looks at you and then kind of looks weirded out and just keeps walking.
Okay.
So, Zoe puts a hand on Rizwin, and Zoe's owl goes and sits out on, like, I assume there's like a sign that
Yeah, there's like one of
Over
those signs that hangs above the door.
the owl is currently sitting on that, and Zoe's looking through its eyes.
All right.
Okay. And then I finish walking in.
Okay, so you walk into this pretty low lit space. There's a few like oil lanterns hanging in the corner. There is a young halfling girl who is sitting behind the desk as you enter. She goes, "Oh, hello! How can I help you?"
I'm looking to purchase gems, unfinished raw gems that could be cut in specific ways.
We do have some of those, actually. What kind of gems are you looking for?
A variety. Specifically looking for 2 rubies about this big, and I don't know, slightly bigger than the end of my thumb.
Okay.
And then enough bigger that when it's cut, it would be that big, basically. But
Jamie has to pull out her.
yeah, other than the 2 rubies, just whatever's around. And like I said, my goal is to spend less money and hopefully make them more valuable by cutting them.
Right.
Also, if they maybe have a handful of like cheaper stuff before the more expensive stuff for practice.
And you also wanted a jeweler's kit too, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I would leave that for second or a different place though, just so they don't get the idea that I am new.
Right. So she pulls out 2 rubies that are both unfinished. One is the size of like a golf ball. And the other is about 50% smaller.
Hmm.
And she says, I have these.
Okay, I will certainly take them. I don't think they quite fit the size requirements of the ones I was specifically looking for, though.
Oh, sorry, we don't get a lot of. We don't sell a lot of rubies. I have some of this though, and she ducks back behind the counter and pulls out 7 or 8 slightly smaller than golf ball sized, very dark red gems. And she says, I do have some garnet though.
Okay, that looks good.
And they are, most of them are red, but there's 2 of them that are kind of like more of a reddish violet color.
And I'm just kind of keeping an estimate in my head. I'm looking for around 3,000 golds worth. I don't say that, but that's kind of, I will stop her once we get there.
Okay. Make an intelligence check.
Okay. Also, DM question: how large are the 2 halves of a ruby that I have in my pocket? Oh my god.
It's Nables.
Yep.
I would like you to roll me a 1d2, please.
Okay.
Okay. Just give me a sec here to think about it.
You got a crit.
And then... Okay. The 2 halves of the ruby you got are slightly, like, they're a little bit larger than the largest one that she offered to you. But they are also, like, flat. So they're larger in width, but they're flat, whereas the one she gave you is, like, round.
Okay. I might just use those then.
Anything else?
How with that 6? How much did I estimate that we're at currently?
Are you taking the rubies?
Yeah, everything she's shown me
Everything?
so far. Mm-hmm.
She happily informs you that that will be 7,500 gold, please.
Okay, so I just split that in half, and that whatever she'll charge me for around 3,000 is what I end up taking.
Okay. So the garnets themselves are 3,000, so 50 gold each.
For
These
7 of them?
8 for 8 of them. Did I do my math wrong?
That would be 400 gold.
I did my math really wrong.
Not bro.
That's fine.
A factor
So
of 10
400
issue.
Yeah, 400 gold for the garnets. 2,000 gold for the smaller ruby, and 2,500 for the larger.
Okay, I'll take the larger one and then all the garnets.
Okay.
So that's 2,900. And then at that point, I will inquire also if they have the jeweler's tools kit.
We do have one actually for sale. It is whatever it is in the PHB.
Okay. And I thank her for her time and make my exit.
Thank you very much. Please come again.
25 GP for the kit.
Thank you.
Oh, Nipples, you'd be mad at me. Oh wait, no, you're not. Never mind. That was something else. Because I found a set of precision tools in the city that I was going to give to Caffriel. That's what I have on my sheet.
Yeah, that wouldn't do it. I was already aware of those. So I ended up with the golf ball size ruby and 8 garnets, right?
Yes.
That's a large friggin' ruby.
It is. It is a very big ruby. You get the sense that you might have gotten a pretty good deal. But then again, you're not really sure because you're pretty new to this.
Oh
Excellent.
my god, this music.
What?
I will talk to you about it later.
Okay. What's next? Besides the blacksmith, because we can do that. I think we'll do that the next day.
I think that's everything.
Yeah, that's all I had besides... Well, I'm probably looking for 2 different blacksmiths, but I'm not ready for the second blacksmith yet.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I have for sale is the ivory keys.
I'm not too worried about that. That you can probably sell that to a jeweler.
What about
Yeah.
raw meat for Nibbles and the cat?
Oh, my buying list, Jamie.
What?
The other thing is,
My dude, I have no idea what you're talking about.
the gifts.
Oh! I'll just say that you could do that at the market. Unless... Let me just make sure. Yeah, you can get that stuff at the market. Everything except for the blacksmith.
Okay. Much?
I will... I mean... Just drop 50 gold for all of it.
50. Okay.
Hey, some of that stuff on your list is expensive.
Okay. Done.
Okay. Alright, so... Emma, was there anything you wanted to do?
I was too distracted by art and I couldn't think of any.
Okay. In that case, Team Hyde wastes a few more hours, and as the sun starts to set, Team Cell Stuff comes back to the inn, meeting up with you guys, and we're gonna take a short break.
Sounds good.
Emma was too distracted by the rocking and rolling all night and partying every day.
She was distracted by Kiss.
Only the boys.
That's all that Kiss is.
Yeah, but she wants to kiss all the boys.
Okay. I mean,
Kiss-
I don't
kiss-
mind. I don't find Gene Simmons that attractive.
Maybe not, but his tongue is legendary.
He's not wrong.
I mean, that's not even a joke. He is just very well known for his gigantic
Is,
freaking
yeah.
tongue.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's Mick Jagger, the one who has a freaking big mouth.
Yes. And he's known for his sick moves.
Yes.
As the song says, he's got the moves like Jagger.
Yes. Ooh. Like Jagger. And then there is Buscemi.
Oh, man, this music's taking me back to a very different place.
The war.
No, the Renaissance Festival.
Ah.
I think, for giving the picture, I think that's the idea.
Yes, I know, and I'm comfortable there.
That picture has a whole store only for scissors.
Reminds me of
What?
the spatula warehouse.
Oh my
That-
god.
Oh God,
What's that?
it's from a movie called UHF.
Weird Al's only feature film. Which is too bad. It was a good movie.
It was weird.
Yeah, but it was good.
I didn't say it wasn't good.
It was weird.
It
was
wasn't.
Al.
It wasn't
Weird Al.
even Weird Al's fault that Orion Pictures went out of business.
Hey, Orion Pictures produced one of the favorite movies of my childhood.
RoboCop
The 1986 Transformers animated movie.
and RoboCop.
And RoboCop.
Yeah,
I
no,
never liked
Orion
RoboCop.
Pictures did a lot of good stuff. Cutthroat Island just murdered them.
It's right there in the name.
Yep.
I have some stuff here that I don't know how the hell did I got it.
Lightning fire.
Like a bunch of instruments.
Instruments? I don't remember you picking up any instruments.
I have my viola. That's
Mhm.
what I have. But I also have a violin and a harmonica.
You got that in the house.
I'm confused as to why I have the shield spell. I don't think
am
I
too.
should have the shield spell. But I don't remember putting it there. Oh, I wonder if I accidentally put it there when I gave myself a shield. That's probably what it was.
You probably drug over the spell as opposed to the item.
Yeah.
You
Also,
accidentally shield spell.
One thing that I don't know if it's actually nothing or very dangerous, I have something called a shard of magic mirror.
That was...
A thing.
I don't remember where that's from.
I mean, I have
That-
a.
Wasn't
No.
that from the all of the mirrors that were shattered on the ground in the one room?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, I have a marble figure. If we're talking about random shit that we have.
Kwasha, it's just a shard of mirror.
Boo! I want to be something.
That's because you're a pack rat.
Okay, I'll delete my magic shard of mirror.
My marble figure laughs at your magic shard of mirror.
Hey, I still have my 2 candelabras.
You do. Is everybody back?
I believe so, yes.
Yep.
Never.
Hello.
Okay.
Miss just says
Oh.
never.
before we start, Naples, these chips are good.
I'm glad you like them.
The cookies are better.
The cookies were very good. I don't like the chips.
Yeah, I still say it's a bit of a misnomer. They don't actually taste like crabs, but whatever.
No, it tastes like Old Bay, and I think I would like Old Bay.
Yeah.
Well, Ty, you can have the chips if you ever swing by my house.
Pretty sure by that point they're stale unless you
Yeah.
didn't actually open them.
No, I have opened them.
Well, that just means you have to go to her place immediately.
Yeah.
Did you
Anyways.
open those like 2 weeks ago?
Yep. Okay. So as the sun starts to set, the six of you meet back up.
I'm assuming this place has a stable attached.
It does, but it only has one stall.
Is there something in the stall?
Nope.
I put Ramiel in the stall. I know. Just play along.
He sniffs kind of haughtily and...
Yeah, I get it, bud. I get it.
Alright, so you leave Ramiel in the very tiny stable.
Also, I give him standing orders that I'm assuming since he's a spirit, he doesn't really sleep.
I don't know.
I don't because technically all like familiars and whatnot are constructs of magic
Well,
or summoned.
No, they're either celestial fae or undead. Or celestial fae or fiends, which do still require sleep, I think. You know what? Maybe it's sort of like how elves have to meditate.
Oh, so he just kind of goes into torpor?
I think so.
That's fine.
I'm comfortable saying that. Alright, so yeah, you guys can meet up, check out your rooms, talk about your day.
So yeah, since he can communicate telepathically with me, he's to inform me if anyone tries to steal him.
He says, right on.
Just like, okay, boss.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, does Ramiel puns?
He's a loyal, like he's a loyal steed. Like
No.
just...
The important part is, do your steed talking puns?
That's up to Jamie.
No, because I can't think like that.
Damn it.
She doesn't have Nibble's brain or my brain.
No.
Probably better off for it.
Uh-huh.
That would be funny.
So dinner, right?
This is... I think I might have said that this was an inn and tavern, but I think I changed my mind. I think it's just an inn. But there is a tavern next door where you can go and get food.
Okay.
Food.
It is rather upscale.
Okay.
As you all walk in the door, they kind of like they see the person at the front sees Melis going in and goes okay.
Nobody can stop Melis.
Except a giant salmon.
Ooh, we should give him a salmon.
No, 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 no.
Alright. And you all sit down, order some dishes that are comprised of, beef, chicken, vegetables.
Something that's not shrooms.
Thank
There are
God.
no shrooms. There are no shrooms.
While we're on that, I pull up the sack of things and I say, Zoe, how about your gift?
Hey,
And I give you, wait for it. I give you this.
Fire pulls out a top hat.
Ta-da!
Rizwin just looks at Zoe like, uh-huh.
He's just with the dumb face of, yeah, you like it? You like it? You like it?
I just bury my face in my goblet, just try not to laugh.
so Zoe tries to very tactfully say, "This is for a gentleman. I am a lady," and then put it on Fire's head.
Aww.
Okay. I owe you one then.
You look very dapper in that hat.
I put it
He
just...
actually looks kind of ridiculous.
It
It
looks a
doesn't
lot
go with-
ridiculous.
It doesn't look good with any of his other clothing, but.
I put it like one quarter to the side,
Mm-hmm.
kind of hip,
Jaunty.
Jaunty.
jaunty, yeah. All right. I brought a big furry coat for Rizwin because she's always cold.
Oh, thank you very much. And I put it on.
I hope you like it. And Pert, I got you fancy books.
That
I
is
put-
where most of the money went, by the way.
Yeah, I
Per-
pulled 3 books and give it to you.
Pert very happily accepts the books, quickly scanning the spines before just starting to read whichever one catches his attention first.
They are all fiction. They're actually, Zoe recognizes one of them because one of them is the book that she was reading to the farm workers.
Do the other books look like they're in the same series?
They do.
It is. Okay, we're all sitting around a table. How close is Zoe to those books?
Sorry, I'm just pulling up my old notes for this.
You have your own notes
My old notes.
of seating tables.
No, of the books.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Mostly I'm trying to figure out if Zoe could do a little scoot over and be like, can I borrow
Yeah,
one of those?
yeah, you can do that if you want.
Can I borrow one of those books?
Sure.
Zoe tries to figure out what the proper order is and reads probably the next one of the series, even though she skipped the earlier. Or
It
go to the first
is-
one that she had already read. The
So
latest
the
one.
one that you had read would have been book 6, so it's books 4, 5, and 6. I'm desperately trying to find where I put the title of that book. I may not have put the title. Also, the author seems to have.
I wrote that down.
Zoe is now reading a book instead of having dinner.
Vinalia Calmaris.
Vinalia.
There we go.
Vinalia Kamars.
And also I give and very nice quiver is called
Yes.
for having his arrows. Like I don't know, fancy woods and very uh, not shiny but pretty. Here you go, buddy.
Thank you.
Yay.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god. Ah, Jesus.
It's a monster.
Adapter as fuck.
But it's supposed to be a jump though.
Yeah, it should be on one side.
My Photoshop skills are limited, all right?
They're rather
Uh,
quick.
yeah, and I just scooch a piece of paper to Camel.
I look down at it and read it.
It's a coupon from one stop goofing around at any time.
Aww.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't know what to bud you. You are kind of shiny already.
I still think it would have been funny if you had bought the armor polishing kit.
Yeah, they would have. I should have done that too. Well, done is done.
Mhm.
That's it for me.
Do you inform the rest of your crew how much money you made?
Oh yeah, guys, we got money.
Oh, we have about 23,000 gold in the bank.
2,300 gold? What have
No,
I
no,
done?
Zoe, add a 0.
So he starts doing the math in her head and doesn't seem that impressed.
Zoe,
Yeah?
23,000.
Okay.
Is Zoe just bad at math?
You should know why Zoe doesn't think this is impressive.
She's a princess.
We don't have to worry about money for a while. Assuming we can withdraw it.
Things have been a little bit more difficult recently. It's nice not have to worry about that.
So I'm going to suggest that tomorrow morning we stop off and unload our charge and then get what we need and go from there.
What do you
The
mean
city
we don't
makes me
know?
nervous.
Yeah, why
Uh-huh.
can't you enter now?
That's a big part of what makes me nervous. And I'm talking kind of quietly.
Well, I picked up on that. Again, maybe that's something that the people who we're going to see tomorrow could tell us about.
I don't want to admit to anybody that we couldn't enter before.
They already know. I said
They
that.
who?
Cavriel.
I think you mean Anik.
Mm-mm.
Oh, no, we are going back to see Kefriel, aren't we?
We might run into Anik. I have no idea. Also, assuming that when I saw the paladin, they were very, very run down. I want to propose something. Assuming we can swing it, and I actually look at Pert since your family is well connected in the city in terms of medical ability. Do you think the sudden appearance of 4 rather impressive healers might take the burden off the paladin for a day or two so they can rest.
I mean, the problem is, it's the paladin, so they don't take a day to rest, even if there is help. They'll just keep working, just at a slightly slower pace.
Or the same pace, just get more people healed.
See what we can do, but regardless, something I wanted to bring up.
Yeah. It would reduce the urgency for them, for sure. Because they wouldn't have to be dealing with every urgent, oh my god, this person's going to die in 12 seconds situation by themselves.
But I also don't want us to get bogged down here for weeks on end.
Yes, I don't think you're ever going to shorten the actual waiting list. With the
It's also-
population of 1 million people, there's a lot to deal with.
It's also if Cafriel is going to use the ring to help the paladin's predicament, the paladin may need to take time off for that.
Yes. Hopefully they will.
So, just something I wanted to bring up. Obviously, no one has to, especially if you feel uncomfortable looking at Zoe.
Maybe I can teach them how wrong they are.
Maybe.
That might be a good plan.
So, I suggest tomorrow morning we get up early and get that done.
Also, speaking of plans, after we done that, I support the idea, but after we done that, what are our plans?
I don't know.
What are
We know there's
goals?
something. Well, we know that the children of Kiral are still active and trying to bring their master into this world, which I really don't want. There's that thing the tree warned us about, so I guess we just see where the cat gods take us.
Meow.
I love every time Smoke says something, we're all just like, meow.
Yep. Right, Smoke? Uh-huh. You saying hi?
Meow.
Anyway, so on that note, I would suggest I'll get a good night's sleep. And Pert, ow, cat, that's my leg, god damn it.
What a weird thing to say to Pert.
Bert, that's my leg, goddammit.
Smoke just dug his claws into my leg. Ow. Okay,
He's hungry.
where was I? He might be.
Meow.
Wow.
Pert, I want to give you the ring to hold on to until we get there. I don't. Given the run-in we had with less savory people in the city who were interested in it.
I have an idea on that.
Mm-hmm.
After he make the thing for the paladin and actually help it, do he needs the ring?
Yes,
What for?
because he could help a lot of people.
Okay. Well, just an idea of maybe it will just bring trouble and it will be better, I don't know, throwing into a river or something.
Honestly, it's better in their hands than anyone else's.
You really trust that boy?
Yes, I do.
Wow. Pert
We only
will adjust his armor and slide the ring into the same inner pocket as the bank slip.
Ah, so when somebody steals it, they get both of them.
The fact that anyone's stealing it's going to be very intimate with Pert
Oh
my.
Oh my.
And I'm gonna say Pert's probably androgynous, so
Androgynous or
okay, aromantic and androgynous. He's
Okay.
not Mr. Muscly Man. He's not Mr. Handsome. He's just guy? Question mark.
Okay.
He's far more tall than masculine.
So muscular.
Gotcha.
I,
So
I imagine you still look more guy than Alma does.
Your food is served to you, and Melis is very interested.
I order a salmon for Melis.
Alright, Melis gets his own meal. Food is probably a gold apiece.
Okay.
This is a pretty nice place.
Sounds reasonable.
Everyone pays their own?
Yeah.
I feel like Zoe is sitting cross-legged on her chair, reading the book instead of eating dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I go a bit dad and grab the book and put it down and sit after dinner.
Zoe is just. You know what? Zoe's glaring at Rizwin, or not Rizwin, at Camille.
Good.
And I'm not gonna actually say this, but you're not my real dad.
No, but technically he is old enough.
Alright, so you all eat in relative peace. Finish up, go to bed.
Yep.
Sleep like, I don't know, about.
Alright. So you all enjoy a night not on the road.
I have before we go to bed.
Okay.
First thing I want to do is you said we're on the second floor when we're sleeping, right?
You're on the third floor.
So I checked the window. How easy does it look like someone could get up to it?
So the buildings are stone, and there are little like divots in the stone that have been worn away over time. It would be pretty difficult for somebody to scale this building, but not impossible.
Okay.
But the window shutters do lock.
I make sure they are locked.
All right.
And I also make sure the door is locked. And then I ask Zoe if she would be willing to help me with something.
Zoe looks up from her book. She's about halfway done already.
Rizwan has a knife in her hand.
What do you? Okay.
And then a question for the DM. I have currently 4 out of 7 nights worth of work done on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I employ a short rest and some hit dice and maybe some healing spells, do you think I could get 2 or 3 nights done tonight?
Yeah, I'd say you could get 2. You could knock out 2 nights. Part of it is just like it needs time like,
to
you need
dry.
To do it. You have to do it in layers. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I will spend a bit of time doing that.
Okay.
And asking Zoe for a top up halfway through.
Zoe both glares at Rizwin, does it anyway, and it helps.
Yeah, the glare is pointedly ignored. And then once it gets time for bed, she sleeps in front of the door.
Okay.
Zoe goes and casts alarm on the door, alarm on the window, and makes Rizwin go to bed.
Rizwin waits until Zoe falls asleep and sleeps in front of the door.
Oh my god.
The alarm goes off, and when Rizwin gets out of the bed,
She alarms Rizwin's bed.
Oh my god.
back to bed.
I don't know how to foil that. Grumble, grumble.
Recast alarm on Rizwin's bed, goes to bed.
All right. So you all eventually go to sleep.
I do my praying.
You do your praying.
Pert will
Anybody
secure
else?
his room with whoever he's with, if it's Camille or whoever else, to make sure
Well-
that the supplies are safe.
How many of us are there? 1, 2, 3.
There's 6 of you.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
sleeping
you're
with
either
Emma.
with fire and mist. Okay, then you're with me.
Yeah.
Also kinky.
You had to know those two were going to go together. They always go together.
I know.
I was kind of wondering if you were going to go get your own room to not sleep with Pert.
No.
Pert's got books to read.
Pert is the most quiet roommate. He's fine with it.
Zoe took all the books, I think.
No, she took one.
Oh, okay.
In the morning, she'll take the next one.
All right.
And then go find more.
You're reading the series backwards, basically.
Yes.
Okay. So you all eventually get to sleep, and you have a full uninterrupted night.
With no watches or anything. Holy crap.
However, both Zoe and Camille, when you wake up the next morning, you're both just feeling like you've had a bad dream and can't remember it.
This is when learns Zoe snores.
There's no way she did not already know that.
I feel like we all know that.
I feel like she hasn't slept soundly enough for a while to learn that she snores.
That might be.
People keep waking her up for watches.
Also, she might be overcame by fire snores.
The top floor of this inn is just a cacophony of snoring.
Camille doesn't snore.
I said she snores, not that she snores loudly. She is a small frame after all.
But she does drool into her pillow.
Shut up!
Okay, so we get ready to go to the temple, I guess. This is the only place I know of where Caffriel might be.
Okay.
Off to the temple. Then Zoe takes Riz to the bank.
Alma, don't forget Alma.
No, we're all going to the temple.
No, I meant the bank.
Okay. So you all rise early, get a little bit of breakfast on your way out, and walk all the way back through the city to the city center where the Temple of Pelor is.
Mm-hmm.
Zoe is walking specifically in a line with Malice in front of her and Rizwan behind her to act as like this force to keep her.
Rizwan is intentionally less conspicuous. She still has like a concealed weapon, but she's not wearing her full armor or big weapons.
Sure. I would like everybody to make me a perception check. All right. So Pert, Fire, Rizwin, and Zoe. That's ironic. Oh no, it isn't. Never mind. As you all are walking down the street, there very much like yesterday, there are a lot of people walking to and fro, and there aren't very many people that are paying much attention to you unless they get very close. So it does kind of stand out to the four of you that there is somebody who's standing in an alleyway just watching you go by.
Um,
I wave.
so, any details I can make out of the alleyway person?
Um, it's they're partially in shadow, so it's not easy to tell. They look to be a dwarf, um, and they look like they're clean shaven, but their clothing looks a little rougher than what most people would wear around here.
Uh, Pert will attempt just the casual sign of a member.
Um, he does watch your signal, but does not return it.
Okay, Pert will quietly let Camille know
Once you do
after
that,
they leave line of sight.
yeah, once you do that, he just kind of watches you for a few seconds more and then ducks back into the alley.
Zoe does her standard owl trick, using Rizwin to lead her along.
Okay, I would like the owl to make a perception check then.
It sees jack shit.
So you send your owl along, but just with the way, like how tall and narrow the buildings are, you very, very quickly lose this person. You follow them like down an alley, and then they turn a corner, another corner, and they're gone.
Question for the group. I assume Kamal told us about the shady dwarf that took him to meet the shady gnome in the shady tavern.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I lean over to Kamal. I'm like, I don't remember what the name is. I don't have it written down, but I say, whoever the shady gnome is has someone watching us.
I figured they would. That's why I gave the ring to Pert.
But you continue on down the street unaccosted. And about an hour's walk later, you arrive back in the Temple Square. And for those of you who haven't been here before, you see you see 4 buildings at each corner of the square. And the Camille, Fire, and Pert, who all know where they're going, more or less, lead the rest of the group to one of the temples that has the symbol of a sun out front. And we're just gonna put something slightly calmer on. As you enter the temple, you, the 3 of you that haven't been here, see this beautiful cathedral-like building. All of the inside is this white marble stone and wide open spaces that echo as you walk around. There's quite a few more people here than when last part of your party was here. There's a bunch of people bustling around, some that are in plain white robes that have the symbol of the sun. Others are just here in street clothes, some fancy, some not, who are here to pay their respects. And at the far end of the hall that you're standing in, you can see this great depiction of the sun that's like affixed high on the wall, painted golden rays streaming down towards the people below. And as you get about 4 or 5 steps into the temple, a young man in like acolyte's robes runs up to you and says, "Welcome to the Temple of Pelor. Is there anything I can assist you with?"
Yes, we were sent on a mission by Caffriel. You may know him. We were hoping to speak to him as soon as possible. It's important.
Right. Well, Cafriel's office is in the hospital, so that would probably be the best place to try to find him.
Excellent.
The hospital is right beside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right across the square.
About face.
Mhm.
March.
Have a
March.
nice
I
day.
never
give
knew where
him
his office was.
I give him a tip.
He's a priest. He's not gonna. Okay.
I give him a goose room.
You give him a shroom, and he, thank you.
The rest of the party face palms.
He's like kind of looking around, like, what the fuck do I do with this thing?
So
Let's
we.
keep moving.
Yeah, we just go.
Mhm. Sooner we get into the hospital and see Cafriel, the faster and happier I'll be.
All right. So you cross the main square to go into the hospital. There's a whole bunch of people bustling about. You, as you're walking by, you do, or walking through the square, you do hear some small child say, "Look, mommy." But you look around to see if there's somebody who's paying an inordinate amount of attention to you, and you can't find anybody.
I'm assuming it's mostly the child going, "Ooh, someone fancy in armor."
No, big
Kitty.
kitty.
Giant kitty.
Oh, I thought it said look. I thought it said look, mommy.
It did say, "Look, mommy."
Yeah, look, mommy, big kitty.
That is not implied.
Who didn't realize it was the big kitty?
With Katie.
Was
Could have been either.
Kitty. And you all walk up to the steps of the hospital. And as you enter, you see people sitting in chairs in this large waiting room. There's a whole bunch of halls beyond that, with you can see people rushing to and fro. And your attention is drawn to a desk at the front, where a gnomish man is filling in some paperwork, while there are no patients in line
Oh,
to
God.
occupy his attention.
Do I recognize him?
I do.
I'd say Fire probably recognizes him.
Hi, we're back. Hello.
Oh.
We need to see Cafriel. We are on a mission for him. Can you please let him know we're here?
Who?
Cafriel, tall man, blonde, light-colored eyes, hangs around with the paladin a lot.
And what department does he work in? I've lost the voice. I can't do the voice anymore.
Special projects? I don't know exactly.
Do you have his last name?
I was never given his last name. Last names are complicated among SMR as well.
He looks kind of frustrated. One moment, please.
Are there any signs on any of the walls or doors that might help with this question?
He's the one who crafted the paladin's leg. If that's any help.
I know who you're talking about. Go up to the second floor. Stop at the front desk for the recovery department.
Thank you.
The
Thank
only
you.
sign that relates to our situation is please don't punch the clerks in the nose.
I give him a shroom.
He's very punchable. It's okay.
I don't like that.
I put it on the desk. Have a nice day.
Take that away.
Bye.
Go to the
Oh.
second floor.
Yes.
So you know that sign that says don't punch the attendant?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody scratched out the don't.
All right. So you follow the sign that says stairs down one of the hallways to the end, and you see that there's a flight of stairs, and there is also at the end of this hallway like a hand powered lift that there is a hospital attendant just standing waiting to run for somebody.
Thank you, Jamie. I was literally about to ask about the technology in the world if there are elevators in it.
There are elevators. This isn't closed in any way. It's just basically a lifting platform that you can with a hand crank.
Yeah, it's probably
Is it-
for gurneys or wheelchairs or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go to the stairs.
All right. Does anybody use the elevator?
I don't
We've been
think so.
walking through forests and mountains. I think we can climb a set of stairs.
Yep.
Okay. So you all climb the stairs. And you get up to the second floor. And you see a sign that says recovery unit. And there is a nice young halfling lady sitting at the desk, like blonde hair and pigtails. There's a few people sitting around in chairs. And as you walk up to the desk, she says, hello, how may I help you?
We are here to see Caffriel.
Do you have an appointment?
We were sent to retrieve something for him. He would be expecting us, but it wasn't an open. It's an open,
It wasn't a scheduled time.
but it is very important. Tell him Kamail's waiting for him.
All right, just No, what happened?
we hear that music in the distance, and we see in the corner of the room.
I just imagine a gnome on fire running
Which
past.
one of you
Caffriel.
did this?
Thank you,
You
Ty.
are blame.
I didn't do it. I
Wasn't
forgot the
Ty.
IP address. I have to go look it up every time, so I don't do that stuff.
Jesus Christ.
Ah,
That was good.
levity.
Yep.
Damn it, Nibble.
Fuck, where was I? I've lost my train of thought. She says, just give me a moment.
Of course.
And she checks something in a book, and then closes the book and walks away from the desk and and down a hallway.
Are more people in this waiting room?
There's a couple.
Do they look all sick or broken bones?
None of them look to like. None of them like look immediately like. There's nobody's in like slings. There's no broken bones. You see one older woman who's like kind of sitting hunched over. Hmm. Damn it, Nibbles. Just a couple that is just sitting patiently that doesn't seem to have any like anything outwardly wrong.
Okay.
And a couple of minutes later, the secretary comes back. Pardon me, and says, he is willing to see you right now.
Excellent.
If you just go down that hallway, second to last door to the left.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, thank you.
Oh, but it's good for you.
So you walk
She's
down.
nice. Keeps pushing. Starts pushing.
Yeah, I'm not pushing because she's nice.
So you walk down this hallway of stone floors and wooden doors. Most of them are closed, but you do see a couple that are open. Sort of just peeking into the offices that you're walking past. They look all like relatively the same. There's like a wooden desk and some bookshelves. A couple of the offices you can hear people inside talking. But there's only one. There's one wide open door that is the second to last door on the left. And you walk in, and inside is a desk stacked high with books, loose papers that are kind of sticking out at all odd angles. And there is a fair-skinned blonde man that is sitting behind the desk. He's kind of got his head in his hands, and his hair is messy. And as he looks up towards you, you can see there's these dark circles under his eyes. He was just kind of staring at a piece of paper in front, like on the desk in front of him.
You look tired.
I am tired.
Pert wants to
I've-
sort the books. He doesn't, but he wants to.
I wasn't expecting to see you back so early.
Things happened in Alcalara?
Hi.
He looks confused for a second, and then
Oh, it's a long
you-
story.
left, and you're back already?
Yes. Pert, can you?
Pert nods,
Um,
checks with Rizwin to make sure that she's guarding the door, and then turns away from the others and gets the ring out of the inside of his armor.
Zoe asked a quick question before any of that happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
What's the date?
Rizwan?
No, I'm trying to figure out if we gained days instead of losing. All you
I
have
don't
to do
think-
is say
I-
yes or no.
I think we asked that at the barracks
did.
or the camp.
You did.
Okay.
You lost a day.
Sorry, you said back so quick and it just
yeah.
snapped something in my head, but if we already had that information, I retract comment.
Yeah, no problem.
For reference, though, this is the 80th day in Rizwan's journal, which is more like 60-something days since we started the adventure, because she has a little brief stuff in it.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully this can ease your burden a little bit.
Pert pulls out the ring.
Yep.
He
turns
just
back.
he sits back in his chair, just flabbergasted. You found it.
Mm-hmm. After a bunch of stuff.
A bunch of stuff. You were only gone for 3 weeks.
Oh, there was a Hydra.
Oh.
It's here now. I point one of my backpacks.
But hang on 1 second. I just open up my pack and I pull out the notes with the drawings of the gears and whatnot, as well as the precision toolkit.
All right. You pull them out. Do you put them on the desk?
I kind of find the nearest stable spot on the desk.
Sure. As you sort of are looking for a place to put them down on the desk, you see like the papers that he was sort of head in hand staring at.
Mm-hmm.
They look to be some sort of drawing of like a mechanical part, like some sort of swinging joint.
Mm-hmm.
And as you put them down, he just what? And,
There was an artificer's office there too. So we found some stuff.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know what was useful, what was not, so I grabbed what I could.
This is wonderful. I apologize. I wasn't expecting you to return quite so quickly. I can
It's fine.
definitely scrounge up a reward if you.
No, we don't need one.
Are you... Okay then. And
What
he
are the
looks,
three
he looks
tenants?
a little bit, he looks a little relieved as you say you don't need one.
I just remind him, what are the three tenants? It's something he probably would have been taught as a child.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Zoe looks at Fire and is like, he probably needs a good shroom.
Okay. Good shroom. Keep shroom. Eat it. It's good for you.
He's a druid.
No thanks.
Dude. Eat it. It's good for you. You will feel
It's
better.
a good
They're
meal
surprisingly
replacement
good.
when you haven't been eating properly.
He picks up the ring and studies it a little bit. Of course, it's just it looks like just a regular ring. And then after about 30 seconds, he just puts it back on the table and says, well...
Keep that close to you.
I will do so.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
people looking for it. Remember what I told you about how there are certain elements that were trying to sell access to a paladin sooner than later? They were also interested in the ring.
I'm sure we'll be able to take care of it.
Rizwan calls in from the hallway, and they know we're back here.
I would agree. Based on the eyes I saw on us in the street.
I'm sure it's nothing to worry about.
Oh, I disagree, but
Can I do an
defer to your
insight
judgment.
check? Just to check if he legit thinks it's not to worry about, or just saying and he will take care of it.
Make an insight check. You do sense that there is some... I don't know, you sense that there's like some sort of tension with this guy, but you're not quite sure what's going on.
In the 3 weeks since you gave that message, or the mission, has anything odd happened in town?
He, was sort of like fiddling with the ring, and as you say that, he just stops. Puts the ring down.
Ah.
It's nothing to worry about.
You remember what I was telling you about how some of my companions were outside the city?
Hi.
And then he gets an actual proper look at Zoe, and of course, because he's sitting down, the hat doesn't help cover the horns quite so much. And he just kind of stops and... Oh.
So, as much as I respect you wanting to, what's the word I'm looking for? Not be a burden, maybe? We're here to help.
He looks kind of sadly at Zoe, and then turns back to Camille, and his expression tightens up a little bit. He says, there are perfectly capable people within the city that are working on it.
Can we know at least what happened?
It is not for me to be disclosing that sort of information.
Afriel, there's a lot happening in the world. And innocent people, a lot of innocent people could get hurt in the near future.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Okay. So maybe then you could point us to someone who could tell us? Or we can help you out in some other way?
No, I got a better question here. Do I need to get out of this town before I get exceedingly hurt? Or worse, stuck in here?
No.
He stares back down at the ring. Miss, I don't think you're going to have. However, I would suggest that if you have business elsewhere in this nation, I would suggest that you maybe think about seeing to it.
That's ominous.
Also, I'm now trying to figure out why Zoe has never thought of a cloak.
It's a very good question.
Oh, I know why. Cloaks are for for skulkers. So he just tries to hide her horns.
How much? Is there anything else we can do? You seem everything seems overwrought here. You have access to 4 healers who are willing to give their services for free.
Make a persuasion check. I will give you advantage.
Yay! Being a countryman.
Mm-hmm. Well then. He stares down at the ring for a good minute, just thinking. You just see the wheels turning in his head.
Annick's gonna need some time off their feet once you get that going, I'm guessing. We can help pick up the slack.
He's still thinking. Actually, maybe there is something you can do.
Okay.
And then he kind of slams his hands down on his desk and stands up. Come with me.
All right.
For some reason, Zoe whispers, "If you want to live."
And he leads you out of the hallway, whispering something to the secretary on his way out.
So he gives her a wave.
She waves back. She seems like a very happy sort of person.
That's why she got a wave.
Yes. And he is going to lead you out of the hospital and down the street,
Okay.
past the market,
Okay.
and up to this very large, blocky building that is white marble, just like the temple. It has these, a lot of long and narrow windows. There's a few people coming in and out of the door. Pert recognizes this as the library.
Ugh.
you follow him inside, and it is like a large open space right in the door. You can hear the sound echoing around this marble interior. As you look up, you can see 3 other floors, like one just stacked right on top of the other, with this large space cut out in the middle. So you can see right up to the ceiling and see a little bit into all of the different floors. There are these rows of bookshelves that are separated by a whole bunch of tables, plenty of space in between each. This is like the most space you've seen between anything in this city. There's quite a number of people that are perusing the shelves or set up at desks. You see, like, one of the desks, there's a few, like, teenagers that are sitting up. One's got his, like, feet up on the desk, and somebody that's in a green apron comes over and chastises him, and he puts his feet down.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm specifically thinking of the big library that's in downtown Toronto.
Yeah, that's it. That's the University of Toronto Library.
Yeah. Yeah, so very much like that. Oops, that's the wrong document. There is like somebody at the front door, and Caffriel speaks to them for a second, and then he turns to you and says, "You'll have to leave your weapons here."
Okay.
The cat can come.
So he hands over 2 daggers. Don't ask where that were just very stealthily hit.
Do
All
they
right.
grab my stuff?
The staff is okay. Like, they won't stop you if you want to take it.
Okay, I'm not leaving my
But
stuff.
there's no bladed weapons allowed.
But
Good
my
thing
bow's
I
okay.
have- Good thing I have a
No,
mace.
not your bow.
But there's no string.
They still want you to leave your bow and your arrows.
I can still smite with my fist.
Dang,
They
son.
don't know that.
No, they don't.
Yeah, like
so-
Zoe's not unaffected by this entire process.
Let me.
Unaffected, not unaffected. Dumb.
The attendant, as you like try to just go by, the attendant just goes.
Bert leaves his rapier. I was only sleight of handing the dagger.
He still holds his hand out.
Hurt.
Okay. Dagger, other dagger, third dagger, short bow, arrows, the thief's tools, a fourth dagger.
This attendant is starting to look extremely overwhelmed. And he just like stashes it all behind the desk. You can hear it kind of go clatter on the floor.
How does he stash behind the thing? The glaive.
I said the glaive. The
Glaive is back at the
longsword.
hotel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rizwin only has a couple hand axes secreted about her person.
Caffriel also suggests that if you have anything flammable on you, that you should leave it here as well.
Tinderbox, matchsticks, torches,
Flasks of oil.
Any of that stuff.
some books.
I ka-chunk my shroom pack in front of him. Take care of my babies.
Oh, how long are you gonna be here?
I don't know.
I think Zoe leaves her. You know what? I don't think Zoe had her backpack on her.
I'm serious. Take
Okay.
care of my babies.
Sure. Will do. How?
Shroom is trying to climb him.
As fire is distracting this person, Rizwin places 3 of her 4 hand axes onto the counter and then walks past.
Make a sleight of hand with disadvantage. Or, sorry, advantage. As you walk past, he kind of goes,
Guys,
I'll pull the one out of the boot also.
alright.
4 quills, some inked pots.
Kurt, you don't need to divest your entire inventory.
It's flammable.
He
though.
said flammable. Pert has a lot of flammable shit.
What, your
So he's
clothes? Are
looking
they
at her
flammable?
clothing. He's like, I'm not leaving that behind.
Alright.
So he leaves Pert's book behind. Like, this is not part of the libraries.
Oh no.
Anyway.
Jamie?
Oh no.
Hello, we can...
Hello?
hear you.
We
Hello?
hear you.
Uh-oh. Okay, give me a sec.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
No?
Nothing, it seems.
I'm trying to remember what the seal with a flower on it. Oh, hey, I just heard the music skip
Hello?
for the first time.
Hello, hello.
I assume
I just
we
changed it back to
yeah.
US East.
Okay.
Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay.
Meow.
Okay. Wow.
Wow. Okay. Now that you have divested yourself of all of your weapons and flammables, the attendant is looking very nervously at Shroomy that is rustling about a little bit, and he's like, is it supposed to be doing that?
Yeah, just don't let him grab you. I don't know what he does. Take care.
Grab me.
Yes, take care of my babies. I'm
He
going
takes
for
one
you.
very large step back from the barrel backpack.
Okay, Shroomy, be good with the men.
You mean shrubby?
Men,
Shrubby,
yeah,
yes.
Shrubby. Yes, Shrubby, be good with the men. Men, be good with the Shrubby.
Uh-huh. And Caffriel leads you through the library. Past a whole bunch of tables and bookshelves and tables and bookshelves and tables and bookshelves. And at the back, you still on the first floor, you see a sort of small wooden door that says staff only on it. And he opens the door and walks in.
Pert happily follows.
And you all enter into a much darker space. It's still made of the same white marble as the rest of the building. But there's like these thick curtains that are covering the windows, so the room is very like dimly lit. It smells of must and dust. You can see, like, as you're walking in and the door is open, you can see a bunch of dust particles in the sunbeams. This space is far less organized. The bookshelves are packed tightly together. There's these stacks of books sitting on the ground, and there is barely enough space to walk through. Fire, you find yourself really happy you don't have your giant backpack.
I don't know about that.
Both Fire and Kamale are gonna have to walk very carefully through this. You can kind of barely fit. Melis sneezes.
So he's confused why anybody's having problems.
Yeah, Zoe's right at home here. You follow Caffriel down this very narrow row of bookshelves. And at the end of it, something kind of catches your eye. There is this like large mural that's laid out on this framed canvas, just sitting up against the wall.
Who is in the thingy?
As you get, like, you follow Caffriel and you can get a little bit of a closer look as he like moves out into a different row of shelves. It's like this sort of close up askew angle of, like, you can see the Mariella city walls. Like somebody is looking from down below. That are covered. It's covered by this like light blue sheen that seems to extend all the way up and like over into a dome. And in sort of in front of that, you can see depicted is this marching army that has like goblins and orcs and giants and trolls and strange like demonic looking creatures. And overhead there's this black dragon that's flying and spewing out black fire towards this shielded city.
Is it light enough that we can see everything clearly?
It is kind of hard to see for those who don't have dark vision.
I'll just cast light on a point, just
Okay,
somewhere.
so you cast light on, and all of a sudden it, you can see that everything way better.
It's ominous day.
Reminds me of the mural. Is it reminiscent of the mural we saw in the Temple of Shar?
A little bit, in that there's just like an army marching, but it doesn't. I don't think Camille knows a lot about art styles.
No.
But it may have been. You don't know. There may have been some influence there. As Caffriel rounds a corner, he kind of stops and. Vanya? And you hear, from way off in the distance, over here!
Okay. Follow the voice.
Yeah, you follow Caffriel through this maze of bookshelves. Until you see, actually, another source of light. And you round a corner, and you see a halfling woman with long, poofy brown hair and these very large wire-frame glasses, sitting on the floor with a book in her lap, and a notebook she's writing beside her on the that's on the floor. And behind her, there's these couple of book piles just towering dangerously above her. She seems unfazed.
Could you spell her name, please?
Well,
Once
we'll
we
get to
get
that in a
it.
second. Give me a second. She looks up as you approach, and sorry, I need to get some more water in a second. And you can see that there is this little like crystal ball that's sitting on the floor that is radiating a very similar light to what Camille has. And she looks up and says, friends of yours? And Caffriel says, sort of.
Hi.
And she stands up, narrowly missing knocking over the books behind her, and reaches out a hand and says, hi, my name's Vanalia.
Ah.
Hello.
I make sure Zoe doesn't faint from fangirling.
Damn it! I left the book behind. Be right back.
Okay.
Handshake. Hello.
Yeah, she shakes everybody's hands, and we're gonna take a 1-minute break while I go get more water.
Sounds good.
Water. I'm kinda hungry, but there's nothing good in the house.
You know what I suggest? Crab chips.
I don't think I can find those in my country.
Well, you get plain chips and Old Bay, put them in a bag, and shake.
What the hell is Old Bay?
It's a seasoning.
I am here. Oh no.
Welcome back.
We hear you. We hear you.
You hear me? Okay. I saw, I spoke and I saw that my name didn't turn, or my button didn't turn green, and I was like, oh shit, not again.
Are we all here?
I think so.
Yep.
Nibbles? Nibbles not here.
Nibbles!
Maybe not.
Poor Nabbles.
Pardon me?
Cheers.
Yes, I'm here.
Nipples.
Okay, you're here. And David?
I said poor Nabbles.
Oh, yes, you did. I remember it now. All right, so this this young halfling woman shakes your hand, and as she does so, you hear footsteps from just echoing through the space, and you see another woman walk around the corner. A very tall and skinny elven woman with blonde hair, and is also wearing glasses and carrying a couple of books. And she says, "Oh, didn't realize we were going to be having more company. It's starting to get a little crowded in here." And Caffriel nods to her and says, "Hi, Mel." And she does the same handshake routine with everybody and introduces herself as Melanora.
Melanora.
Melanora. Let me type it in chat.
Mom
Assuming nobody
Lenora.
stops her, Zoe's currently in the process of trying to get the book back she left behind.
Zoe, it can wait.
But,
No,
but
she-
signature!
It can wait.
And sorry, what was the halfling's name also? Melanor is the elf, right?
Mm-hmm. The halfling's name is Vanalia, but you did hear Caffriel call her Vanya.
I know.
As you're like, as you say, or as Caffriel, or fuck names, Camille says you can get an autograph later. Vanalia says, "Oh, have you read my books?"
Currently working a book. I just finished 4, so 5.
Oh, excellent! I'm so glad to hear it.
I haven't read 1, 2, or 3 yet.
That's okay. They're kind of serialized. It's. I
On
mean, I hope
7
you can
coming
follow them.
out.
It's out. It came out like 2 days ago.
Can we go to the bookstore?
Later.
Caffriel says, have you had much luck?" And then Vanya just like sits back down to her books and says, "Well, I can't say that I have. I did manage to find some reference to the original shielding spell. I think it came from the island of Karkamat."
Hmm?
She sees your confusion and goes, "Okay, just let me start from the beginning. We're looking Wait.
You-
How much do they know?"
I shouldn't be here! Zoe
Oh.
points at herself.
Caffriel just kind of like puts his head in his hands and just, whatever you need to tell them is fine. She says, "Well, okay then. So you know about the whole the barrier going, right?"
Intimately aware of that fact.
Are we?
Points at Zoe.
Yeah, but intimately
Hi.
means.
Oh, I hadn't even noticed. Oh my goodness. Your horns are really cool.
Zoe is red in the face. Your glasses are cute.
Thank you.
Rizwin is simultaneously falling over herself, laughing, and trying to avoid drawing attention to
They're
herself.
like, Zoe and Vanya are kind of like squeeing at each other.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Sorry. Well, we've been calling it like a shield crystal was the thing that was making it work. And, well, we are in the unfortunate situation where we need to find a new one.
What happened to the old one?
I'm guessing it broke,
I don't
or
know.
someone broke it.
Yeah, we'll just skip over that part.
That's not.
I mean, if your problem is someone's breaking your
I mean,
shield,
if the crystal went kaput, it's not really. That's not what I do.
Okay.
You can ask Mel about that later. However, it doesn't change the fact that we still need a new crystal. Now, I have not been able to find Riamon's original notes for how they made it.
Does that name ring a bell at all?
It's the third statue.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
It's the third brother.
I was thinking Carcamont and...
Mm-hmm.
No, not from that area. Got it.
Not from that area. However, I did find in some journals, he was talking about the idea of shielding the city after he went to an expedition to Carcamont, and I was also able to find some tales of a similar magic there, so I'm thinking maybe he discovered how to do it while on the island. I don't know for sure.
The lake?
But... Oh, you mean the frozen lake? No, I don't think that's... I mean, maybe he got some information or some inspiration from there, but I kind of doubt it. It's probably a different sort of magic. It can be hard to tell without actually being there, but you know.
Does the barrier sound ring any bells from my own?
Make a history check.
Okay.
It does not.
I don't remember anything about that in school.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, if it was probably pretty old magic when Riamon was alive, which was like 700 years ago, so things get lost over time, you know?
It's only 7 generations.
7 generations is still a long time to forget things. Have you ever played a game of telephone?
What?
I don't know what they would call
he
it.
He doesn't have it here. He comes from...
Okay.
They don't have that in Carcamont.
Okay.
They're kind of a little old-fashioned there.
Yeah, I gather. What's with the armor?
They haven't figured out magic properly.
Boy.
Sorry. Camille visibly laughs at that.
I also... I wasn't able to find the recipe for the crystal, but based on the way Riamon was talking in some of his later journals, it sounds like he made 2 of them.
I see.
Now, we haven't been able to discover hide nor hair of this other crystal. My best guess would be that Ashala took it when she left the city. Because, you know, they were partners and they did all of this stuff together. And if it's not here, like if we haven't found it in 700 years... But... we don't really know.
Do you know where Shala went?
Give me 1 second. And she turns to one of the stacks of books behind her and starts pulling down books and looking for something.
Well, he no, don't, just go.
Okay. And she flips through a book and says, yes.
Zoe is reading over her shoulder.
Okay. She is pulling out. It looks like a journal where like a whole bunch of like letters and stuff have been copied into it. And she is looking at a letter, and it's hard for you to read because the dialect is a little bit different. It'd be like one of us trying to read, Shakespeare. It takes you a minute to think about it. But Vanya seems to be able to read it, no problem. And she says, "So we have a letter from Maeve. She was the, in the party, she was the rogue type person. She wrote a letter to her brother saying that she regrets not getting to say goodbye, and her and Ashala were traveling to Alalet. She's not sure what they're going to do there, but she's hoping they can find some peace and a quiet life. That is the only reference I have found to where they went after the battle."
Where's Alouette?
Alalet is... Once again, Pert would know, Alalet is like the mountain that is directly west of Marielda.
Pert gives a general geographic that away.
Capriel here kind of butts in and says, "The lot of you were able to find a ring in a city that has been abandoned for 300 years in 3 weeks."
Mm-hmm.
Zoe
We're the
lifts her hat
protagonists.
off and looks up at everyone in the room, or looks up at God name,
Gavriel?
other shiny boy.
Capriel.
I know that that's supposed to protect the city, but there's clearly bad people in this town, this city already. And I'm not saying I'm for me, but for somebody else that I know is a good soul. They were rejected. Do you really think this do you really think the shield is for the best of this town?
He looks kind of sad when you say that. I don't know. But
Zoe? Go ahead, sir.
somebody did this. Somebody destroyed this crystal. And we can only assume that they did it for a reason. And I think that that is reason enough to want a new one, to thwart whatever it is that they're trying to do. Perhaps,
Zoe, if... Sorry.
perhaps once we've figured out what's going on and have resolved the situation, he looks back at Melanora and maybe we're not in the position where we need it anymore. But that's not up to me alone to decide.
Several isolated cases of being wrong is a small price to pay for protection against armies of goblins and orcs and dragons.
Yeah, imagine the army of undead. It was here. If it was here, they wouldn't be able to enter.
Or the demons.
Zoe lowers her head and puts her hat back on.
You
Capriel
saw
puts
the
his
mural.
hand- Vanya pipes up. That was definitely made after the fact, and I'm pretty sure it's artistic interpretation. It definitely looks like they just threw everything bad that they could think of on the opposite side. But sorry.
They're not wrong, though.
They're
We
definitely
ran
not wrong.
into a small attempt to create such an army.
We know good goblins, though.
That's goblins are not the point. The point is there are creatures in this world that have souls and can make a choice to be good or evil. The designer of the spell didn't take that into consideration. They were more concerned with things that, by their very nature, are inherently evil, like zombies and undead and demons.
Capriel puts his hand on Zoe's shoulder and sort of leans down so he's at her eye level. I don't think you're wrong. I'm worried.
Maybe if we find it, it can be modified, so Zoe can enter.
Just make sure the books get shipped outside of the town, please.
Maybe it won't come. You don't have to do this. And maybe looking for the crystal isn't the best way forward anyhow.
Do you have any lead on who or what destroyed the thingy?
Not really.
At all?
There's a cult active in the area that might have a vested interest in destroying it.
Melanora kind of crosses her arms and says, "We know that the crystal was destroyed by magic of some sort, but we have no leads on who, as far as I'm aware. The city guard are trying to work on something, but
I kind of sketch out the symbol. I'm assuming that the children of Corral have a symbol or something that they use.
You have never seen one.
Not even on the cultists we captured.
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't remember making one.
fair enough.
These cultists are smarter.
Well, they infiltrated one of the most secure nations in this continent and pulled off a massacre. Yes, they're very, very intelligent.
That was out of game.
Oh.
They're smart enough not to all wear the same ring.
Womp womp.
Alright. Zoe, you're casting a spell?
Yeah, she's casting Unseen Servant to start cleaning
Okay.
this place up.
As you cast the spell, Vanya and Melanora just watch you curiously. And as you finish, they sort of... Vanya says, "You can do magic too?"
The horns have to be good for something. Besides looking cute.
A lot of us can do magic here.
You look
Really?
cute, Zoe.
Wait. So you all, like, you do magic? You're in armor? Are you, like, adventurers?
I'll just see how
Oh,
intelligent
we're
she
a
is.
really good costume party.
I'll just see intelligence. I'm from Carcamont.
That doesn't mean anything.
He thinks he does.
But Capriel said that you went and found a ring? Wait. The ring?
Yes,
Capriel
that ring.
says, yes, the ring. Can I see it?
To rule them all.
And in the darkness bind them.
Yeah, I was
And
thinking that.
Capriel hands her the ring, and she geeks out. over it for a second and then takes it over to Melanora, and the both of them are like examining it. You see them cast a couple of spells.
I'm sorry, you can do magic?
Yeah. Melanora's the head of the Mage Guild.
There's a mage guild?
Yeah. I mean, there's only like 30 of us, but
I'm not sure if anyone but Zoe can read this, but she pulls out her Book of Ancient Secrets.
It will be cool to be a mage.
it is pretty cool. We can read like anything with the help of magic. It's so
Ugh.
useful. What do you mean? Ugh.
You have magic and use it for that?
Yeah, what else would you use it for?
Well, apparently he uses it for summoning a bunch of cows.
Hey, my cows are beautiful.
You what?
Don't worry, he's weird.
Oh,
He's a
okay.
druid. So Zoe shows them the book of Ancient Secrets to see if they can read it.
I don't think they can. I think it's for your eyes only, but I could be wrong.
I think you might be right, but I want to see how they react either way.
At first, Vanya's like, "Oh, it's a book," and then she opens it and goes, "Oh, you have a magic book! Are you a wizard like me?"
Kinda. She
I'm
looks
sorry,
really
what?
nervous and shy.
That's so cool.
Rizwan doesn't care, but Nibbles is very interested now.
Mm-hmm. Says, yeah, we're well, all of the mages here right now. We're all, followers of the wizarding arts.
What house is she in? Anyways, the real question. Do you have a book like this? Can I see it?
Sort of. Yeah. Just give me a sec. And she's also wearing one of those like green aprons and stands up and reaches down into a very deep pocket and pulls out a little book. And that is her wizarding book that has a bunch of spells in it.
Big
Someone's
eye
getting
rolls
Does
to laugh.
she? No, this is actually really important for Zoe. Can Zoe read it?
Yeah, but you can't. Like, it is not enough. You would have to sit down and study it if you wanted to learn those spells.
Yeah, you have to describe them
Zoe's
like you would a
gonna
scroll.
want to do this and has enough money to actually pay for it. If there's any ritual spells that are classified as wizards, she wants them.
Okay, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that off.
Yeah, we'll do that later. So Zoe and Finalia are geeking out over magic books. Caffriel turns to the rest of you. You found a magic ring in an ancient city that has been abandoned in 2 weeks. Less. I think if anybody has a shot of finding this crystal, it's probably you. However,
Yeah.
I think that your friend has a point in that this crystal, having another one of these crystals, may not bring about the result you or I want.
I think that if there's something coming, having a safe harbor for innocence is incredibly important.
Zoe overhears this and just kind of blushes at her own actions.
And I don't think it's our place to say what your city does or doesn't do with the crystal.
The greater good sometimes means a few people are excluded. It's a shame.
I mean, I agree and all, but only if you put your mind and also get it, finding who did that. Because if you're gonna get the crystal, so in a way it broke again, dude.
I agree. I think that ultimately finding out why the crystal was broken in the first place might be more useful than retrieving the crystal, but that's my own personal opinion.
Yeah.
Far.
And he kind of like rubs his eyes like he hasn't, like they're, kind of dry, and he still looks under a lot of, like, he looks very stressed.
Dude, seriously, take a shroom. You will feel better.
I'll feel better when this is over.
I know.
The mushrooms are magical. No, she's sharing this while they're nerding out about magic.
Can I have a mushroom?
I mean, sure. Take shroom.
She examines the mushroom, nibbles a little bit. I don't know, it just tastes like a mushroom.
What does that mean?
I mean, it's a good mushroom, but it's just a mushroom.
The magic part is it only takes one of those mushrooms for you to feel full all day.
Oh, really?
Yep,
Yep.
their diet.
Nom 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 nom.
I'm not sure they're diet food, but
Their sustenance food is what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Well, regardless, we do have some supplies to get in the city. If you feel like talking to the other people who are dealing with the why and they want our help, then by all means, if they don't, then we will find the crystal for you.
I think that might be a tough sell. And Vanya kind of pipes up, why? What? Oh, are they the... Oh.
Hmm?
Oh. Nothing!
Just grumbling in Celestial.
keep telling you that's not how that word's pronounced.
Yes, it is.
I'd say by this point, Rizwin is just off sitting cross-legged in front of that mural, staring at it.
Mm-hmm. Taking a closer look at that mural, you kind of get this... I mean, you're not exactly a big art historian or anything, but you kind of see why Vanya might say that it's not historically accurate, because it does just kind of look like somebody took every nasty creature they could think of and stuck it on the bad side.
So, quick question. Is there a tiefling on that bad side?
There are some creatures with like red skin and horns and tails. They look distinctly less human than you do, but there are some similar characteristics.
Her did an insight.
Yes, Pert, what exactly are you trying to figure out? David?
You're muted, David.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
What they're trying not to say. Because they were she almost said a thing.
Yeah, she when she was being like, "Oh, are they the ones?" She was specifically looking at Camille. You get the sense that, like, you can't necessarily tell exactly the thing that they're not saying, but there is definitely something that they're like, "Oh, probably shouldn't talk about this." they may want to not have you guys
Involved?
involved. Yeah.
A good reason or these people aren't the people we're
You
looking
have
for?
no, you can't tell that from an inside.
Okay, sorry. What I'm trying to say is a trust reason. Like, oh, these are the kind of people we don't trust, or
Or a political reason.
Not probably more of the latter.
okay,
Because they're asking you to do this.
yeah,
This
exactly.
thing that-
So they're
yeah.
putting a lot of trust into us talking about the crystal
Yes.
at all.
Yes. Especially when you initially got the impression that they weren't supposed to be talking about it.
Yeah. Oh no, people would be freaking out if they knew the crystal was destroyed.
Well, you didn't know that there was a barrier before.
I guess, yeah. We just knew that for some reason bad people didn't come into town.
Well, no, bad people came into town
Bullshit.
all the time.
Yeah. You thought it was like there was a inscription outside of the gate that said none of evil blood shall enter. And everybody just kind of thought that that was like an old-timey prayer sort of deal, as opposed to an actual spell.
Well, if the other people are unwilling or unable to accept our help for whatever reason, then we'll go find you your crystal.
Agreed. It seems like a logical step, even if we don't end up using it. At least it would be available to create a solution should it come up.
Zoe, it's like points at fire and Alice and be like trying to motion without actually saying things, but she's basically trying to imply, what about their mission?
I mean, they were told that it's in the west. We'll be heading west. We might at least get an idea of what's out there.
Fire would know this. The tree said, like, you should do something soon, but you know that a tree's idea of soon is not the same as your idea of soon.
Yeah, soon and it's like in at least this decade.
Yeah. The longer you leave it, the worse it's gonna get, but the world's not gonna end on Saturday if you don't deal with it right now.
Sometime before the next major eclipse.
Also,
Alright,
Or something like
just-
that.
wanted to make sure other people's desires weren't getting ignored.
thank you, Zoe. But also, I think we need more info, like west. But where? I've never been west. I don't know what's west. What's west?
Everybody can make a history check.
To find where West is?
Yes. Oh,
I've
Well, hello, Pert.
Uh-huh.
Oh dear God, he's not going to stop talking for an hour.
So Pert knows that west of the city, there are a few communities that still fall under the Marielda city-state, specifically on this mountain of Alalet. West of that, you know that the Alcalara was also west, but that's quite a bit more north than where you are. But west of that, there is this big sort of unmapped section beyond that mountain range where people just don't go. And nobody's really sure what's there.
A clue.
That's ominous.
Pert
Okay,
will share the 2-minute version of that because he's not going to give the hour-long speech, but he's also not going to give the 5-word answer.
And I hear Bert.
Hello?
Hello?
We hear you.
Okay.
I was just requested saying something. Well, I think then that's where we should go next.
So, where is the crystal again?
That's a very good question.
The last hints were that it could be in this mountain range.
On a mountain range?
I mean,
There's a specific mountain named in that particular mountain range.
Do you have uh something like a sketch or an idea of how does it look?
The
It's this
mountain?
mountain right here.
No, the crystal.
Mel? And Mel kind of nods, and she just like looks around and give me a piece of paper. Finale tears a piece of paper out of her notebook, and Melanora sketches out for you just like a sort of diamond-shaped crystal. She said, the other one was about the size of your hand. Size of my hand.
Well, the size of your hand or my hand? That's very
My
different.
hand.
Okay.
So about half the size of either of our hands.
I imagine something like a Final Fantasy crystal.
That's probably what's in my head, yes.
Okay. I bet it shines a lot.
Yeah, something like that.
Do you get new classes when the crystal shatters?
I mean, if you have my books, then really you have like all the information I have on Ashala. I don't know, maybe it'll help you try and intuit where she went.
Right. So we're going to a bookstore.
I mean, it is kind
Zoe's eyes light up.
I
Sorry
have
about that.
It's okay. I have, I've dramatized some things. You gotta sell books and stuff. Filled in some gaps that I couldn't quite find the reason, but everything more or less happened. I think, best I can tell. But I wish I had more for you, but I don't know. Go to Alalet. Start there. Good luck. I guess.
Best we can do.
Pert will
would,
bend way, 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 way down beside her and goes, "Wait, you sell books? But I thought books were for, like, storing knowledge." He's sort of making a joke, but he's also, like, jealous that she can sell her books.
Stories are our knowledge. In a way.
Yes.
All this books talk is getting me dizzy.
Zoe whispers over to her. Do you have a familiar?
Oh, no. Not really that useful when you spend your days researching and reading old books.
What if you
Zoe
get?
looks the smallest bit insulted.
What if you get like a coffee cup as a familiar?
Can't have a coffee cup as familiar.
Why not?
Because you... No.
No drinks down here. You don't want to spill anything and ruin a 1,000-year-old tome that isn't replaceable.
Ah, yeah. Shiny boy. Other shiny boy. Why didn't we needed to take all of our flammables away?
Fire, these books are ancient and delicate and could light on fire if you looked at them the wrong way.
Yeah, but sorry, it might be
what he said.
So might be me, Quasta, not getting it right. I thought it was everything that might be caught on fire cannot be.
No, anything that would start a fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Anything
spread
that could possibly like be used as, or that could be an accelerant.
Anything
Or
that
yeah,
could
anything that could start a fire.
accidentally cause sparks.
Yep.
Do I
They're
have
taking no
something like that?
chances.
I am a spark.
I mean,
Don't
you
tell
are
them
fire.
that.
Oh yeah. I should use that as excuse to go away. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
He doesn't read.
Oh,
Sorry, so,
well, that's unfortunate.
And then go and sit with Reason.
All right. So
Well.
it sounds like you have your heading.
more or less. Also, I'm assuming that me being here is politically complicated for you, right? Or theologically complicated?
It is not. It is not an issue to host foreign paladins, although I was under the assumption that you were not. That you
was
were
not
not
what?
representing Karkamon.
I haven't been home in 5 years, and my powers came to me in those 5 years, so
Ah,
yeah.
I see.
And it's been a long time since there's been one.
Yes. Yes, it has. Having
So-
a foreign paladin here is. I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. Just, don't preach too loudly.
I was never good at preaching.
He's very good at the loudly part, though.
Isn't it weird that being a paladin, like how they treat the paladin here, you didn't get like, I don't know, fancy meetings with important people because you're an outside paladin?
Because they don't know I am one fire, because I haven't been confirmed by the council and passed any trials that have been set out.
I didn't know there were trials.
It's very complicated.
He also doesn't walk up and down the street healing people's severed arms.
All right then.
I think he actually probably would, but
I'm just saying you don't have a history of just suddenly walking up to a person and putting their arm back on. So the people of the city don't know, oh shit, that's a paladin.
yeah, true enough.
All right, I have to go in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
You have to go in 5 minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be back afterwards, but I have to just duck out for a bit.
But kind of pause, or that's it for today?
I think that's probably a good place to stop. You have your heading.
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
So, as a player, I'm aware that black dragons spew acid.
Yes.
Does that hold in world as well, or do I think this is creative license or something else?
You can make me an intelligence check.
No, 20.
That's still pretty fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Any legends you've heard about black dragons say they spit acid.
Okay.
So probably creatively, it kind of lends more credence to Vanya's theory that somebody took a lot of liberties with this.
Yeah.
Be it nature or history, Pert would agree with you.
Cool. All right,
Have fun, Jamie.
I will be back in like 15 minutes. But we are done for the day. So if
Okay, so
if you all are back when I get back, or here when I get back, cool. If not, good night.
Good night,
Okay.
Jamie.
Okay.
Sorry.
Bye.
That's fine.
No
It's okay.
problem.
Yeah.
exposition.